Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 2nd, 8:30 in the morning. We're here for our consent agenda review work session. And is Rob joining us today?
He had said he would not be on for the first meeting for sure.
Okay.
So he won't be here for this one.
My only question on the consent agenda, is Carrie available?
Carrie is out sick today.
Okay. It is I think we're meeting with her. Is she gonna be?
I don't think,
Okay.
yeah, she was supposed to give a grants admin update this afternoon, but I don't think that she'll be online for it. I think she was just out sick.
Okay, so I would recommend then, I'm the SIP until I see that spreadsheet. We have a spreadsheet. We cannot go by the STAR report. Because we don't take into account the committed funds.
Is that number 7 that you're talking about?
Yeah. Because if we didn't have enough in earlier, I just can't believe we're up to 2 million. I just don't recall all the committed funds that we have. Kevin, are you okay with holding that?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, since Barry's not available to answer questions.
Where do I find boards at? Don't we have something on the?
Yes, we have that boards, commissions, and districts.
Oh, and that's it.
Were you looking like for the Fair Advisory Committee?
Yeah.
Theirs is a separate site. Like when you go to the committees and you click the Fair Advisory Committee, they have their own separate.
Okay, so I go to.
So on the boards, commissions, and districts.
That's probably why I could not find it.
Yeah, there's that committees section, and there is a page for the Fair Advisory Committee, but that's just a little cover thing that I made. There's at the bottom it says click here to see the Fair Advisory.
So I need to go
Committee
to the fair to find that. I need to go to the fair office.
I think it's here.
It's on the front. If you go to
It's a lot of
Grant
clicking.
County, Washington, boards and commission,
Yeah, right here.
right in the middle of committees. Scroll down, it's about in the middle, Fair Advisory Committee.
Okay, thank you.
The problem we're having is people just don't show up.
Kevin's still on.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Gosh, I haven't been.
Oh,
showing
Dan's
up.
not on either. Yeah, I just want to make sure District 3 has somebody. We've got Dave Dormeyer. Dan Gates was District 3.
I can send Jim an email. I don't control that though.
Okay, no, that's totally fine. And I did have some interest in
For the week.
no, the FAC. I don't think we're looking for the Board of Ed right now. Next year, 2026, for the Fair Advisory from District 3, South County.
Oh, good. Yeah,
But if we're appointing somebody,
well, I'm not on there, so.
okay, you've got one. And then Dan Gates. Yeah, I don't know who else is on there. Lorna was like a stickler for going to those meetings. She was always there.
I can't remember if there was somebody else that was coming off.
Anyway, so I may have a name.
There are 2 open
Okay,
positions.
okay, beautiful.
definitely be a good one.
Mhm. Do you want something done? You find the busiest person. Okay, anything else? That was my only question. And the health district, I think Rob had some questions on that. Okay, I don't have any other questions. And if Rob's not on, Kevin, do you?
I didn't have any other questions.
Okay, it is 8:36. We will go into recess until 9 o'clock, and we meet with Public Works for their weekly update.
You were good to go.
Good morning, it is 9 o'clock. We are here with Public Works for our weekly update.
Good morning.
Morning.
So unfortunately, with the holidays, we did not get all our accomplishments compiled to bring those with us, so there'll be no update on that. John has a West Shore update for you.
So currently we have 38 agreements signed with landowners to work on their property. We do have the consultant that will be meeting with Dave today, and they will be going out. And so now we should have somebody working on that full time and hopefully get these all put together pretty quickly. There's nothing really else going on that I'm aware of. We're just trying to get them going and get out there and meet more people and try to get these all lined up for the contractor to come back in. But it's not sounding like right now the contractor will be coming back till probably around the first part of October, tentatively. Depends on when their other jobs get done. So. Oh, and he may have emailed you. I'm not sure if he included you guys in the email about the striping. Mid-September, when our striper comes in to do our seal coat roads, we will be having them put a fog line on West Shore as well, which did not happen originally. It just has a center line. And we're going to make those lanes 10 foot wide with the 6-inch fog line. So that should help continue to slow people down. And we're going to take that all the way through from the south end all the way through the north end. So it'll be 10-foot lanes, the full stretch. And that should alleviate some of the issues that we've heard about checking their mail and not feeling safe stepping out there. That's going to give them a 5-foot shoulder between the fog line and the curb to, gives you a little bit more feel of security that you're not going to be ran over. It'll give the mail car a little more room to be kind of off the travel lane as well. So
It's the same idea as that Potato Hill by narrowing the lanes a little bit, and that for some reason the thicker fog line statistically is supposed to help slow them down.
yeah, feel like you're being, and you see that if you're driving highways and you're behind somebody that's doing 57 or whatever, and then you get to the passing lane and they're doing 70, right? It widens out.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel constricted with that narrow lane, even if it's a 12-foot lane, but once it widens out to passing lane, then they always kick it up and you think you're kind of being a jerk. Well,
They
they're
get off the
just,
phone, yeah.
they feel more secure, they got
Okay.
more space. And so that's the same idea here, is constrict them down. They feel like they have to drive slower.
We'll see. These will be our first 2 roads that we've done. So we have information before it was done with the speed trailer, and now we'll get information afterwards. And hopefully it works. Is that it, John?
Yeah.
Any questions on West Shore?
I have one person out there that I met with last week that said they're gonna be on vacation this week, so they won't be available to meet with this week.
Okay.
They'll be back next week, so.
Well, and hopefully with that right-of-way consultant, they're gonna be out there until they get in contact with
And I
everybody.
told them that was gonna happen. They'll leave something on their door, and so they'll
Yeah.
have to get a hold of them. So
Yeah.
hopefully that can happen. Other than that, nothing.
Okay. Strike update, nothing has changed, so as it is right now, there's no progress on our Stratford Road reconstruction. They did finish the liner for phase 4 last week. They kept working because it was a different contractor. But that was completed last week, so that project is now on hold as well. I do have a meeting at 10:30 about phase 4, and hopefully we'll get an update at that time. So, any questions on that? The speed limit ordinance, we brought a map and gave it to you, and John's gonna discuss it.
So this is the area all around that golf course that they are concerned about as far as the association, as far as getting a golf cart zone. All of these roads within that, other than 4 and West Shore, are 25 already. It's West Shore that is 35 that they're wanting reduced. And I believe, not positive, but I think maybe Barb in our meeting said that 4 to the east of West Shore, for some reason, that little stub into the community was 50 or 55 for some reason. It should be 25 as well, but that is the part that they are concerned about, is creating that 25 on West Shore for golf cart zone. They're also obviously concerned with the intersection of 4 and F and the fatalities that are happening there. They are for sure. It is an issue there. I'm not sure what you can see in the picture. There's a big row of trees there on the southeast corner. I don't know if that is part of the problem of the obstruction. I don't know for sure what we're gonna do out there, but their concern, I think, is obviously, I think they're thinking F to West Shore, but really you'd have to slow them down before they even got to F, quite honestly.
And what is a speed limit on F?
It's either 50 or 55, I'm not sure. I think it's 50 as well, but I don't.
And then the
have
stop
that.
sign is obviously the east to west.
Stop sign is, if you're going north or south, you're stopping. East to west is
Oh.
straight through.
Okay, so that is odd.
4 is
Okay.
straight through, yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Is it possible to change all that, the speed limits out in that May Valley area from the frontage road to Road 5 to 35 to eliminate these issues that we're having out there with? I mean, my opinion is you're gonna have even more people out there with this development going in. All these condos, houses, they're developing further down to the north in May Valley. I just think it's time to lower the speed limits throughout that whole area. Slow
So-
people down.
Lower it to 35.
35, from frontage road all the way to Road 5. And east.
As Kat told you, pointed out last week, it doesn't matter what number we put up there. People are gonna drive whatever. Without doing the speed studies on those roads and doing this, just changing it, just to change it doesn't do a lot of good. People are gonna drive what they're gonna drive, right?
Oh, I agree, but if they're, at least you get them trained to slow down further away from this development, or even West Shore period, I just feel that, eventually they're gonna figure it out. And maybe we start writing tickets.
Yeah, trying to get, like the deputy said in that meeting, they got 2 of them in that east area. The likelihood of that is slim too, unless they put an emphasis on it, right? And then people are gonna slow down because of the emphasis, and they're gonna go back to doing what they were doing after that's over. really, we feel like we need to always go by the same criteria. Ultimately, it's up to you guys if you decide to change it, but going by that same criteria for every speed change, by doing the speed studies and doing it that way is the right way to do it. To do it just because it might slow them down, it really won't. And they've proven that in safety studies throughout the country, that it doesn't do it just because we hope it'll slow them down. It, unfortunately, it doesn't work. It'd be great if it did.
So on West Shore, the stop sign looks like it's east and west,
Yeah, so Road 4 stops at West Shore.
right here.
Yep.
So it's east to west. So it is weird that,
Road 4 comes all the way from Dodson. It's at a stop at Dodson, east and west, but it's straight through from Dodson all the way to West Shore. There are no stop signs
okay,
on.
so
4
everybody
Road.
else stops, okay.
Yeah,
and that's
everybody
what-
going north and south stops except for Dodson and West Shore.
Could we add stop signs to each one of those intersections? Would that help?
At Road F, yeah.
Put a
Yeah,
stop
it-
sign on both
Make
sides.
make it like a
Make a
four-way.
four-way
Four-way.
stop.
Four-way stop.
Yeah.
And then we don't have, I mean, obviously, we're gonna need to lower the speed limit around this golf course, but if we made a four-way stop, then, you know, at least we're
Yeah.
hopefully gonna eliminate some of these issues.
Absolutely.
I don't know how else to fix it.
Yeah, I don't either, and it's not even really speed or anything else. It's inattentiveness.
Yeah, it's
People are
not
pulling
paying
out in front of other people and or blowing the stop sign or whatever the case. But hopefully a four-way stop would help reduce a lot of that, and then reducing the speed, you know, whatever, a quarter mile before you from the west of F to the stop sign, and then from there to West Shore, and maybe even on F as well. Each direction a little ways, reduce it as they're coming up to the stop, rumble strips, flashing stop signs.
The rumble strips do help.
Well, I think Road E's got the same issues.
I think they had one fatality there, but yeah,
If you add four-way stops to all those intersections, because I know coming down the one, there's a Road 3, and you come down that hill, you know, I would imagine a lot of people would blow through the stop sign there. There wasn't, because there isn't one there now. But at least you'd slow them down so that you don't have to worry about, you know, getting sideswiped or. I just think we gotta do something out there to eliminate or try to stop these from happening.
yeah. I guess the reason for all of this, at least for the cayenne colored part here, is deciding which speed ordinance you're gonna use. One of them shows what they're wanting for a golf cart zone, the 25, one of them does not, keeps it at 35. The speed zone ordinance has to be done first. So you know, kind of got to decide there which way we're going. Because if you go with the 35 speed zone, then the golf cart zone is irrelevant.
These colored ones, that's the petition for the Moses Point golf cart area.
Right. Which,
So-
I mean, being in a golf course community, I could see where you'd want to be able to ride from your house to go golfing and not be breaking the law. So I get that part. And I don't have a problem with it, but I think lowering the speed limit, you know, have issues, but.
Because right now, the average speed from our last speed study, and they're doing another one right now, is 38 miles per hour is the 85 percentile. So it really matches 35 for the speed limit, but obviously to have the golf carts, it has to be 25. But as Kat was saying, we need to probably do more than just reduce the speed. There probably needs to be those big, huge speed bump type things to slow people down as well. And that's a big cost. You know, are we going to incur that cost? Is Moses Point Association going to incur that cost?
Well, I would say if we agree to lower the speed limits in that area, that West Shore Drive portion would have speed bumps paid for by the association or by the golf course.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Because the ones that they're talking about, I mean, just speed bumps in general are going to be an expense, but those big, I can't remember what you call them, tabletop you've been over those ones that are up and then it's a ways in and down type of thing.
So I thought we always got away from, excuse me, speed bumps because of fire. When fire or there was just a reason in neighborhoods, because we haven't really been proactive on putting speed bumps
No.
in neighborhoods. And before they said, well, it's great, but when you have a fire truck, you can't, or
An
an emergency vehicle.
Yeah, they're not great for maintenance either.
Well, that's just it. What if you did the, cutouts, so it goes down?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that would work, but.
The only downfall I see with those is they collect water, freeze, then you've got a big chunk of ice, possibly,
Breaking up the road.
I haven't actually ever dealt with one in the area, so that's just my assumption that you end up with,
Makes sense.
Snow melting and then freezing overnight, and then you've got a big giant ice slick in the middle of the road too, so.
Okay, more to come on this one.
Yeah.
Any more questions today on that one?
I just want an easy answer. I want something easy that fixes it for everybody.
Well, this is a complicated area with a lot of requests and a lot going on, so.
And a lot of, like you said, there's more to come out to the north. They're wanting to do another 600 and some homes or apartments out there to the north.
Mhm.
There's more traffic gonna be going, for
Well,
sure.
that's my concern. And, I mean, if we can get ahead of it, I think would be the smart thing to do. Get the traffic studies and figure it out from there. But I think four-way stops would be helpful. That's fairly.
On 4.5.
Yeah, we'll talk to Dave about that this week and also the flashing stop sign one. We should get to have some time with them on Thursday, so. Anything else on that one?
Yeah, while you're looking at the flashing stop light, G and, just want to bring it up, 11 Southwest. That one as well.
Yep, I have that one. And four-way at 4.5. So the last item we had for discussion, we brought our new finance manager, Rachel Davis, and it's my pleasure to introduce her. She's doing a great job.
Good morning, Rachel.
Yeah, good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
She's off
Excited to have
to,
you on board.
we're very happy. She's off to a great start. And we've been without one for quite a while, so thank you. She was a little nervous about coming.
We're pretty casual here.
We cut our teeth for sure.
And Robin's joined us, I see.
Did you have any questions on our consent items?
I didn't have it, no.
Okay, and I would like to request about a 5-minute executive session for real estate acquisition.
Okay. Rob, I'm assuming you want me to continue on.
Yeah, if you would just continue running them until I get in, I would appreciate that.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, real estate acquisition, RCW 4230-110-1B. We will go into executive session with Public Works for 5 minutes. From 9:17 to, it is 9:22. We are out of executive session, and just to note, no decision was made, only discussion. And no decision needed coming out.
That's all we had. Any questions? Any other questions? No? Okay. That's all we have. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It is 9:22. We are in recess until 9:30 when we meet with facilities and maintenance and technology services for an update.
Yeah.
Good morning. It is 9:30 on Tuesday, September 2nd. We are here with facilities and maintenance and technology services. Welcome.
Very good. Good morning, commissioners. I'll start off with a little update about all Grant County emails. Yesterday, I was contacted by the city of Ephrata about the boil water advisory. We were able to get porta potties delivered to youth services this morning. There's one ADA stall, 3 normal stalls. They have hand sanitizer and they've got hand washing stations. So they're taken care of as far as restroom facilities. I have a case of water being delivered. It's here. Awesome. So people can come and get cases of water or individual bottles of water for a certain amount of time. We are required by law to provide drinking water. So strangely enough, for outside workers, when it's over 80 degrees, I am supposed to provide 1 quart per hour per worker. It's 2 16-ounce bottles per hour. I don't think anybody's drinking that much
How
water.
many people do we have working outside?
Everybody at the fairgrounds, but.
Oh, okay, but.
But they've got water there, so
Okay.
we don't have to, I'm just using that as an example. That's a lot of water. I mean, that's like drowning by the end of the day.
But you
So
have to provide it, they don't have to drink it.
that's right. So anyway, so I've done everything I can to make sure everybody's taken care of. We have water. We can get more delivered if we need it. We can't deliver it to everybody. If they've got a cart, they can come and get it, right? And I know that Kevin's been running around trying to get everything working again, HVAC wise. The break is at the base of the water tower, and apparently it's a large break that's not easily repairable. They're going to have to find parts, whatever. The line that services youth services is in between. There's no, well, let me put it this way. There's no isolation valve for youth services that allows them to backfeed water to that facility. It has to be shut off with the tank. So until they get that repair done, then they won't have water at that building. Once the repair is done, then they also have to chlorinate and test that. So it's, they're talking best case scenario Thursday for the residents and for us, everybody that's been backfed water. For youth services, probably at least next week sometime. So yeah, the pipe it was just.
I didn't know
Yeah,
where
it
the
was.
break occurred.
Yeah, up on the hill, and it was filling apparently it filled the canal, so, yeah.
Okay.
So that's where, that is. We do, and very quickly on the roundabout, I have a 2:00 meeting today with WashDOT for an inspection. Word I got this morning was that inspection went well. We would open it up this afternoon. So it's just gonna depend on the inspection. Anyway, and with that, I'll turn it over to Kevin so you can talk.
What time, your meeting's at 2:00, like it could be open like at 3:00 if it goes well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's hope.
Relieve a lot of stress for
Let's hope
everybody.
that inspection takes all of 2 minutes. So,
They want their bonus, don't they?
Well, let us
Well,
know.
this is
Yeah,
WashDOT. It's all
that would be
WashDOT,
pretty
so.
exciting.
yeah, it would be, so. Although somebody did post, they had fun. They want to be the first car through and they're planning on drifting through and putting it on YouTube. So I did take a screenshot of that and sent it to Joe and said, hey, Joey, you might want to have some deputies helping us open this roundabout.
Yeah, I saw that. As long as it's a patrol car, I'd be cool with that.
Well, that could be exciting.
That's the social media stuff that you were wanting, Tom.
That's right. Anyway,
Maybe we should have a sheriff out there do the drift.
we should.
Can we have the sheriff do it?
There is a General Lee tribute car here in town. I'm just saying.
Anyway, all right, Kevin, take it away with us.
So, as Tom mentioned, we're just working through all the water issues, things that it impacted. So the jail was warm this morning because the chiller tripped out because of that. We've got that up and running again. Actually, the lower portion of the jail isn't too bad. It's running about 70 degrees, which I don't think anybody's pretty happy with that. But the upper level of the jail is running about 78 degrees. So it's cooling down. It's getting better. It'll be fine. It'll just take a day. It doesn't happen like your home HVAC. It takes a little time for this system to catch up. So anyway, it's back online. Everything's running. We did have heat pump issues over here as well. Cleared the general faults on them, checked it out. Everything's back online, operating the way it should as well. So all the buildings here should be functional, cooling as they should. And it's going to be hot the next few days too, right? So
You got heat advisory out.
all the way through Thursday, and then we start to cool off, and I saw highs in the 70s next week, so it's gonna go from one extreme to the next.
We're getting our sweaters out. Freezing.
That won't be so bad then.
It's amazing the snowball effect from
What that water did for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So, the water is here. We had, we'll be out there till 10 o'clock so people can come pick it up, and then we'll be out there from 12:30 to 1 again. They can come pick up water. So we got a couple of condensed times in there, and then, we'll see how it goes, and, if we have to set up more times, we will. But, I'm thinking, depending on how fast this comes back, we might have to get another pallet of water. I think it's gonna go
He's gonna
pretty
have
quick.
one, he's gonna have one on the truck tomorrow.
Okay.
So we can get another one, but that's, it's 84 cases at 24 bottles a case, so 2,000 some odd bottles. And again, we're talking Ephrata anyway. So I did send an email. I think Abel and Eli will come down and grab
Yes.
a bunch for Public Works.
Yeah, Eli was on his way.
Okay, good. And then sheriff's deputies, they can, they can throw some in their trunk.
Right on.
Where's that?
Like anywhere in town.
Oh, yeah.
But if they're in Moses Lake or in any other city, right, they can stop and hit water filters there too, bottle fillers. Other things we got going on today, we got generator inspections, the annual generator inspections for the 3 generators on this campus. So the one out here, which runs all the power for the servers and the lights and keeps this building in operation. And then the one over here for the Geo, which is the heating and cooling. And then we're gonna have the annual inspection done on the generator up in the jail. So those will be getting done today. We also had Convergent come in today, and they're working on the access control and CSHR building. And then also just one thing I forgot to tell you is that Delso will be in to look at that building and get us costs for cleaning. So, so there's 2 guys here for maintenance crew today. We normally would have 3, but our 1 maintenance 4 quit, but we did offer to a maintenance 4 late last week. We're waiting for his acceptance, so hopefully he accepts. He's got a pretty good background. He's got a lot of training in refrigeration, so I think he'll be a good fit for us, especially with all the work we do on HVAC. Other than that, Wheeler Road, I was supposed to get the plans for finishing up the drainage on that, and as soon as I get that, I'll share that with you, and we can get that project up and moving again. And then one thing that I've been waiting on is prosecuting attorney's office for contracts. So I have a couple contracts with them under review, and they've been there for 2 weeks. And the one is a standard contract that we with Convergent, which for every access control project is kind of a cookie cutter, and just kind of waiting for review on them. It seems like it's slowed down. It sounds like Rebecca's been pulled off that, and it's just down to Barb reviewing our contracts.
Well, we were told last week the civil department is now the, when you don't win, you appeal, the appellate attorneys. They are now the appellate attorneys. So they're doing a lot of reading on all the appeals.
So what's happened to the civil department then?
It's doing both.
I'm sorry?
It's doing both, but I do believe that we're supposed to be having more. We do have like a secretary or a clerk that's kind of directing the contracts, and she will be able to help.
And they did hire another person out of the prosecutor's office.
He's working on filling. It's just apparently the appellate side is work, and so they appreciate our patience as they are transitioning and filling. So.
Well, the one thing that'll affect is if these contracts drag out and it gets too long, is that as all the waiting periods that we have for retainage and everything like that, they can drag our expenses out into the next year. So we're trying to get these things all done, and if they're going to hit a roadblock, yeah, I guess I just need to know
So it's
that.
been 2 weeks. Yeah, we're supposed to have a list of I don't think we've gotten the list that they're
We haven't
supposed to be
gotten the list.
reviewed.
They're supposed to bring a list of contracts that they're working on and where they're at this week.
Okay,
We should know.
Perfect.
that would be good.
Thanks.
With that, I'll That's all I got for today. That
But anyway, it should be coming. They know, they have contracts they need to have reviewed, so.
So we'll transition over to IT.
Sure. This morning, I received this thank you letter note from the Moses Lake Roundup Association for all the stuff that we did for them. So, show that to you guys later if you want. So that was kind of nice. I was out last week. I took some time off, and it was nice to sleep in. So we've been doing cameras. I think that's, it feels like all me and Ricky do anymore. Courthouse campus cameras. We've got 27 installed and capturing. We've got 13 more to go for getting this facility done. We've been replacing the computers in the offices that had the TVs for the Protect viewports that we got for those instead. And that's so that people can view the immediate proximity of their space. So we've replaced 7 of those thus far, and I don't know that we've got, I think we got like 4 left. So I'll be sending out an email letting courthouse campus administrative staff know that we are working on restoring individual access to cameras so that they can pull their own video. However, the priority is getting the Protect cameras installed and recording before the 9th. That's when the licensing expires for Exact Vision Courthouse server. TS will also be putting pull video as required for those users until their access is restored. So the important part is we got to get it captured. We can pull a video. No one's going to die. The cameras were never going to stop that anyway. So, we'll get them taken care of. Did a tour of the new jail last week before I went on leave. Took Ricky with me. We spoke with Cochran and specified network hardware preferences in the racks. We specified locations for switch hardware in the racks. We discussed switch hardware deployment timeline, which is probably going to be October, November is what they were thinking, is when they would have stuff ready. Specified the conditions that needed to be met prior to switch hardware deployment, and that would be power, PUD fiber gateway, the MDF, IDF spaces must be cleaned with lids, and they plan on doing that, and have locking rooms so that we can make sure that stuff is all hunky-dory. We've begun receiving switch hardware for the new jail. Received multiple tracking numbers just this morning for additional deliveries. This was a critical acquisition for the jail and a huge task for me. So, huge win. I'm gonna pump this one for a bit because it was a deal. Email and web stats. Email Barracuda. We have this is in the last 2 weeks. 90,000 total emails. 16,000 blocked or quarantined. 3 virus emails were blocked. Web and Umbrella. We blocked 7,000 sites out of 48.9 million hits. 33 blocks were categorized as security related. Of those, most were sites linked to phishing and malware. Malware and phishing and viruses have been fairly steady, and again, shields are still holding. So,
I did have a conversation last week. I went to the security electronics meeting, and I questioned Steve Helms about how, we've been having those security electronic meetings for, over a year. And somehow the main MDF room was terminated in the wrong style.
Correct.
So that is being fixed.
Yes.
So they're sending a quote, so that, 75% of the room had been completed. So, and I asked why I was getting a quote when it was discussed,
Yes,
so,
it was.
Yeah, and we're trying to work through that, but it is being fixed. It might already be fixed. I need to get over there with Ricky today to find this weird black box he was talking about that I don't know what it is that he was talking about, but some rack somewhere that said, I don't know what that rack is, and none of our stuff is going to fit or something. So Ricky knows what it is. So I just got to get over there with him, and that's the look I have. So But we'll get over there today or tomorrow. It didn't sound like it was on a critical timeline, just something that needed to be taken care of, so.
They had terminated one of the racks in the MDF and they used 110 blocks. And we were like, no.
Yeah, this was something different. This was a box that sounded, it was like small.
So they were talking about the UPSs and like they were supposed to be like 4 foot tall and rolled around. Went, no, they should be mounted in the bottoms of the racks.
Yeah.
And so it didn't sound like they had acquired all the UPSs yet. Now in the MDF, there's a wall that's going to have UPSs in it. And that was like a known factor. It's like, okay, that's where those are going. We talked about running power over to the racks so that we could put in PDUs to power the devices in the racks. That was like hunky dory. But then they talked about some of the IDFs that like, yeah, we've got like these, they talked about these 4 foot tall roll around UPSs. Were like, no, like they're rack mount. They go in the bottom of the rack. It's not a big deal. So, and they were like, yeah, that makes sense to us too. So the guy from Cochrane was super cool. And like,
they're all deer in headlights in the trailer. So.
Okay. And and he was like, we wondered why we were putting in 110 blocks. Like, yeah, no, we want Keystones, like modular. And I know that I talked to them about that when they came to visit us.
Yeah.
So I don't even feel bad about that one.
No, it's being fixed.
Yeah. So.
All right.
And then Keith's got some stuff for you too, because you know he was working while I was being a bum.
Over the last couple of weeks, some of the things that we have done, we started evaluating a new hypervisor called Proxmox. A hypervisor is the system that runs virtual machines on servers. And so far, it's very promising. It fills the gap that Hyper-V isn't filling, and it looks awesome. We migrated our RustDesk platform to new infrastructure. RustDesk is the remote access software that we use for support that's replacing TeamViewer once that subscription is over. So it's almost a 1-for-1 replacement as far as features go. And honestly, I think it runs smoother.
It's faster.
It's pretty nice.
It's way fast.
Last week, we did a landfill failover network test. That was overseen by Evan. Landfill network was successfully tested and worked well. However, credit card and receiving systems did not cut over during testing. So there's still a little bit of work that still needs to be figured out. Youth services. The AV rack at the youth services has been overheating due to failed ventilation fans, and this was causing disruptions in the courts. Alex and Seth, they replaced the failed fans and also moved all the equipment to a new rack, which provides better ventilation.
I had them get a taller rack. The one that was in there was like super tight. There was like no room in it, and ventilation was horrible. So we got like twice the size of rack, and it's got grid on all 3 sides. Yeah, it flows a ton of air now.
Yeah, so hopefully, outside of water issues, no more disruptions to court.
Unless they start pouring water on the racks.
Yeah. And then on the 21st, I sent out an email to all the department heads and elected officials about a data classification awareness survey. And to date, I've only gotten 5 responses back from that out of nearly 30 people that received it.
So I'm gonna follow up on that. So that data survey is really important. The reason we went to NACO in Philadelphia was to focus on how counties are grappling with the implementation of AI across their networks. This is our first step in that. We need to know how that people understand the classifications of their software before we can start to shape the policy for AI. Interestingly, I can send it to the 3 commissioners if you feel like reading it. I sent a great article to the IT team today about how somebody used AI and broke an AI company's chatbot and created quite the hack without having to do almost any work.
Exploited 17 companies.
Yeah. Not only did they exploit the 17 companies, they used the AI and that company's chatbot to figure out where their vulnerabilities were, what the difference between private and corporate information was, what would be the best way to ransomware attack it. And the chatbot did all the work for them and even wrote the code. So, it's really important, and if people don't want to, and I'm gonna send out an email, but I mean, it's a really serious thing. If people don't want to respond to these and try, I'll do a better job of articulating what we're trying to do. We need to turn off AI and just tell people, no. These are the risks that we're trying to mitigate. And it's really a serious thing. It's not flippant, even though everybody just wants to say, I'll just go to ChatGPT. No, stop that. Because it does come with risk that people don't understand. And that risk is our data. That risk is HIPAA information at Renew. That risk is CJIS information at the sheriff's office. It's not just publicly available information. So we need people to answer those emails, and I'm going to send out a follow-up to that and remind everybody, but that's
Did we
just
get
the
one?
seriousness.
Were we
Yes.
supposed to answer?
It'd be wonderful if you did.
Can you
That would-
resend it to us then? I probably-
Absolutely.
It's just,
I can't remember if I did or not.
I'll be happy to resend it.
You might be one of the
I
four that
have
did,
it.
Kevin. You're probably the one.
we're trying to be proactive in this, so that we can be ahead of the issues.
Well, and another portion to this too, the data classification is it's going to help us determine what gets stored where. We have multiple entities within the county that think that they just need to duplicate and reproduce video evidence for things. So you have law enforcement that collects it initially, and then it goes to the prosecutors, and then they have it, and then it becomes discovery, and then public defense has it. And then everyone wants to have 2 or 3 copies of it in like 5 or 6 different places. And we're like, no, you can't do this. We cannot afford the storage. This is going to cost us tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars if you continue down this path. Stop. So having the data classification will actually give us a way to be like, okay, these things go in this bucket, and this is the size of your bucket.
Some really cool AI tools out there that help us find all those redundancies, and then,
Yes.
All right, and
So-
then lastly, our help desk activity for the last 2 weeks, we had 139 tickets created, 96 resolved, 43 remain open. That's 69% closed during this period. Our top 3 ticket openers is Jim Anderson Cook, Rachel Rice, Cheryl Hill Robertson, and our top 3 ticket closers is Seth Sampson, Evan Little, and Alex. I can never pronounce his last
Well,
name.
you said Rachel Robinson. What was the last one?
Kubitsky.
Sukovetsky.
You had Jim Cook, Rachel Rice.
And
Rachel-
Cheryl Hill Robertson.
Oh, Cheryl. Okay.
Robertson.
Clerk's office.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
trying to write and listen and it didn't go well. Okay.
And that's not a knock against them. We're just happy to have them.
more of a thanks.
That's all I got.
All you got? Any questions for facilities, IT, central services, anything, Rob?
No, nothing for me, Tom. Thank you guys for keeping everything going.
Yeah, you bet. Cindy?
Did you get porta potties to use services?
They're up there and operating.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Kevin had to leave to go to another meeting, so I do not have anything else. Thank
Right
you.
on. Well,
Obviously, I will take the 8 minutes and take that survey.
Thank you, Cindy.
Did you send it out? It was you that sent it out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, on the 21st of August.
Appreciate
That's
it.
where,
Thank you much. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes if you take your time.
Perfect amount of time.
It's not a
Okay.
test.
It is 9:54. We are in recess until 10 o'clock, and we will be meeting with Human Resources.
No.
Good morning. It is 10:01. We are here with Gina from Human Resources for our weekly update. Welcome, Gina. Do we have any, before we go ahead and start the meeting, we'll open it up for public comment, 5-minute time limit. This is for HR topics only. I see we have 7 attendees.
Yes, you just have 3 online guests. You have an iPhone guest, Jim and Cami. I have given you guys the ability to unmute if you have any public comment for HR related topics. That's a no.
Hearing none, yes, it always takes a moment to unmute, so moving right along. Okay, Gina, we'll turn it over to you.
Good morning.
Rob is online. Kevin had to run to a meeting, so he may be joining us. Oh, well,
He's almost here. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Good morning, Commissioners.
want to make sure Rob is on because we
Yep.
cannot continue without oh, okay.
Good.
All right, Gina, you're good to go.
So item number 2, labor relations, we don't have anything to discuss. Item number 3, job application / evaluation. The commissioners wanted to continue this discussion today. As a reminder, Decor is out of the office this week. But is that a topic, Cindy, Rob, that you guys want to continue to discuss today, or do you want to put that on hold until next week?
Rob, would
I
you like?
can't see it, so I don't know what it is.
It is the interim county administrator.
Gotcha. I'm still thinking of my opinion. For me, I'm getting more comfortable with the discussion that we had last week, but I'd like to wait one more.
Okay, we'll wait for Kevin. Okay. Definitely see some bonuses moving that, so I'm glad you guys brought that up. So that was kind of I guess a surprise topic.
Yes. Item number 4, nothing on the agenda for that. Number 5, position management. In the commissioner's office, we have a clerk of the board discussion. This was reviewed by PMR a couple weeks ago to make that change. Is there any more discussion that needs to happen before?
So is this the, I'm not recalling.
So, this is the board freezing the clerk of the board position.
Yeah, I thought we decided on that last week, but I don't know.
We had it in our notes because nobody was here
Okay.
to hold it for this week, but if there's more discussion, we can have it, or if the board's ready to make a decision.
I think it's probably important we have all 3. So, Rob, your thoughts?
Well, Decor had recommended freezing. I'm good with that, or I'm good to wait until Kevin's there too. But that's kind of where I'm leaning.
Cindy?
I would like to wait for Kevin. Just sometimes things happen over a week, where you change your mind, but I do believe that was the intent, but I don't want to speak for Kevin.
Okay, so that will be held.
So, and I'm sorry to wait on that one.
That's okay. Item number 6, budget, finance, and compensation. So I just wanted to give a quick Tyler update. Last week, Decora, as the HR sponsor, received an update from Holly. As you guys know, today's Felicity's last day of work. With that, there's a lot of questions about what's going to happen to the Tyler project now that she's gone. And Holly's recommendation is to pause all sessions August through October, to resume sessions in November for the new payroll lead to be onboarded and continue that work. We will resume time and attendance in November as well. Her recommendation is that we conduct additional parallels between December and June. She's recommending 3 cycles. And then there's a comment about check history conversion. And then she's recommending a new projected go live of July 2026 and post go live support July through August of 2026. Have you guys gotten an update from Michelle on the project?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
So there's some fiscal and resource considerations that I'll let Michelle speak to, but just wanted to give the board an update that HRM processing for payroll will be on pause until November.
And I believe Holly has committed to stay with Grant County, even though she has a new project, but she will stay with us. So there's going to be additional costs there. And she didn't know about the other project manager, what that status was, if we would. So there might be some transition there, different people, but.
Yeah, so HR still has imports, employee data that we're working on that we have to continue to work on. So the work doesn't stop. It's just the sessions with Tyler are gonna be put on hold until November. So I just wanted to give the board that quick update. We don't have any items for recruitment or benefits. I will jump to item number 9, which is policy. Last week, the board approved the 300 series and needed people's initials or the commissioner's initials. If it's okay, Cindy, I'll collect yours and then I'll hold these until next week when
Okay, I think,
people are back.
Rob, are you coming in this afternoon?
Yeah, I'll be there this afternoon, hopefully around noon.
Okay,
So,
and Kevin should be back here in the next hour.
okay, so I can come back and maybe
Okay, here you-
collect.
Do you want me to, I'll put it right here on Kevin's computer right here. Well, he's getting busier and busier.
If it's okay, I'm
You
gonna
wanna,
keep it.
you probably wanna hold it, yeah,
Sorry.
we've lost things before.
Okay, do you want to initial now or do you want to wait?
Oh, shoot, I just initialed the front.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's quite a few.
How our clerk does it is she, every page we initial. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay. Sorry.
no worries.
Not that there's an excuse or a reason to be flaky, but Caitlin takes really good care of us. She knows.
I will take that into consideration.
No, you just have to tell us that it's not, each page is not marked.
I think last time I just had you guys initial the top and then I had to come back.
Yeah, it's
Have you
just
guys
a-
initial all of
It's just a bad habit, but I'm just telling you why you
Yeah,
have this bad habit.
no worries.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, last item on the HR agenda for today is an overview of the local GovU annual staff training. So trainings are due September 8th. On the handout that you guys have is the progress report for each of the 7 required trainings. We have over 50%, I shouldn't say 50%, we have less than 50% on all of them that have actually completed the courses. People have 5 more days, 6 more days, so hopefully people are logging in and doing their trainings. I've gotten a lot of feedback that people enjoy them.
Mhm.
So hopefully we can see that count go to 100%. But there's 452 people enrolled in all of the trainings. And then it's just the percentage that you see on the graph of people that have passed those trainings. So got some work to do, but. Are there any questions about the training progress report that I can answer?
Is our office pretty good on them or no?
I was looking at the whole county. I can run an individualized report if you
No, I
like.
was just curious.
Yeah, I don't have individual department data, unfortunately.
We have 158 people that have completed.
Last topic is commissioner feedback questions. Is there anything to share today?
No, none for me.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
sounds
thank you
good.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, it is 10:11. We are in recess until 11 o'clock. We meet with Columbia Basin Conservation District.
Good to go.
Good morning. It is 11 o'clock. We are here with the Columbia Basin Conservation District for we do a monthly or bi-monthly? Quarterly update. Well, welcome.
Thank you. I'm Christina Rebellion, I'm the Executive Director of the Columbia Basin Conservation District, and I'm here with 2 of our department directors, Dinah Rouleau and Ron Sawyer. They're going to be providing updates as well. Just for Commissioner Burgess especially, We are a local special purpose district. We serve all of Grant County and the irrigated portions of Adams County. However, we've been working over Franklin County and Lincoln County as well with the Odessa groundwater replacement program. So we really work widely across the basin. We are located in Moses Lake. We purchased a new building a few years ago. Our staff has tripled. We now have 15 employees.
Oh, wow.
And an operating budget of about 1.5 million. We secured, I think we had 31 different grant sources in play last year and put about, it was, right around $5 million of cost share and financial assistance on the ground through various projects and programs this last year. So we're doing a lot of really great work. And to that effect, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to Dinah to provide some updates for her programs.
Yeah, so I work on farm and urban conservation is kind of my area. First, talking about urban, we have a new urban program. It's called the Urban Water Efficiency Program. And it is one of our staff members does a lawn water audit. So he'll go out, he'll assess all your pop-up sprinklers or whatever sprinklers you have. He'll put out some catch cups and he'll watch your water and measure and see like where it's even, is it double watering where it should be, and those kinds of things, and help you assess if you're watering properly, right? And then give a bunch of tips and tricks. I mean, it might seem like basic knowledge to water at night or during cooler season and not water the sidewalks, but it does help a lot of landowners to kind of have someone out there and kind of point these things out directly on their water scheduling. So that's been pretty new. That's funded through NACD, which is National Association of Conservation Districts. And the sister program to that is our Heritage Garden program that's been around for, this will be its 4th year. And that's converting areas, natural areas or lawns to kind of a native plant xeriscaping. So we'll do kind of mock-up landscape designs for landowners based on their preferences and give them like an inspirational guide and give them a lot of how-tos and just technical assistance. So those are kind of our 2 urban programs on my end. Ron has a bunch of urban stuff as well. But yeah, that's urban. For on-farm, we have Augwarp, which I know Chris will go in depth on later. We also have the general cost share through VSP and other funding. So we have the main grants are through the Washington Conservation Commission. And they have like Sustainable Farms and Fields, Alternative Manure Management, VSP, Riparian Grant Program. And what we have to do is we take applicants through our service area and then apply competitively at the state and hope to receive those funds. So we're still waiting to hear back on those. But so you guys have an idea. Last year with VSP cost share alone, we funded 2.1 million projects all through our service area. And then other cost shares, not Augwarp included, is about 1.7 million. And so that's just landowners are coming to us with a lot of these conservation projects, and we're just attacking it at the state level and hoping to come out competitively. Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. Is there any questions on those things?
So let's say if you had a farmer out there that has an old circle on his property and wanted to update it, is there any programs out there available for something like that?
Yeah, we did several of those last year. Probably, I think we did 5.
Isn't that equip?
Well, equip, but we do it through VSP funds, a lot of those too.
VSP,
So
okay.
equip is NRCS, but we can, and a lot of times I have people put in for both an equip or us to hope to double their odds. I will say this year we had like a really big influx of rail to pivot conversions, and those tend to rank a little bit better than the pivot to pivots. A lot of our irrigation vendors have really caught on with the program, so I'm getting a lot kicked our way when they're like, hey Dinah, we have another rail to pivot. I'm like, I didn't even know we had 12 left in our area, but you know what I mean? Like we just had a lot this year. So yes, we do for pivot to pivot. This year though, I think it's gonna be a lot of the rail to pivots this year that came in the door.
Ron?
Sure. I've got a couple things here I can share with you. The first one, thanks to Commissioner Carter, who helped us with an ARPA grant a few years ago. And we said we were going to build an app that would allow people to take a look at water quality on Moses Lake and find the areas that were safe and were not safe. Well, we did it. So the web app is up and being used. There's a little blurb about that at the top. That sheet that I just handed you is actually a copy of our ad that's going to be in the newspaper this Wednesday. We've been doing a once-a-week ad to get all this information out to the public so that they know that the services are available. And then, as you can see, also on that page, upcoming events, including our State of the Lake meeting. That's going to be September 17th, and we invite you to attend. It's our 4th year, and it's turned into the biggest communication opportunity for us to talk with people in the community about what we're doing and how things are going. Obviously, the quality of the water in Moses Lake has been improving. We'd like to think we had something to do with that and making good use of all our tax dollars. Also bring to your attention that WALPA. Probably don't know what WALPA is. It is on October 8th through 10th. Washington Association of Lake Protection Agencies has decided to have their annual meeting in Moses Lake to kind of recognize the work that's being done in the area. Kind of a big deal for us as a conservation district. We have been invited to present on our algae tracker, so that will be shared out statewide and opportunity for other people, other communities to copy that work. Any questions about anything on that sheet?
Your meetings, where are they located at? Are they at your office? Or?
Well, we have the State of the Lake meeting is going to be in the council chambers, Moses Lake City Council Chambers. Our regular monthly meetings are in our Conservation District building at 903 West 3rd. And you're welcome to attend those. In fact, when we talk about the little graphic there of all of the lakefront property owners, this project, we call it our West Shore Drive project because it's on West Shore Drive, obviously. And this is converting ancient septic tanks and putting them on city sewer. We have 11 that we're taking offline, combination of funding through 2 different grants from Department of Ecology. Total is going to be about $750,000 to do this work. It's the largest project in Washington State this year. We're pretty proud of that. And it's going to result in better water quality on Moses Lake. I think, Kevin, you're in the real estate business, if I'm not mistaken. That probably has some meaning to you. Better water quality means high prices on lakefront homes, right? So
We just hear the word West Shore and we cringe because we just
We're not
redid
talking
the road.
streets at least.
We did the street there, curb gutter sidewalk, mailboxes,
the one that's like a foot too high on the right-hand side?
only a foot. Anyway, it's been the topic of conversation in this room.
I know the
So when you're West
landowners
Shore, we're
out
like,
there, yeah. I've gotten to know 20 of the landowners very well because we had 20 applicants. So I've heard some of the like driveway stories and all that. What are you guys encountering?
Same thing.
Same
Probably
thing,
the same thing you are, but just magnify that comment.
right? I'm
We are
sorry.
so popular.
Not your
We're
fault.
working on it though, we're working on it. So how many, because on those driveways impacted, there's close to 70 or something on the one side, the east side. So there's got to be more than 11 that want to switch over. Is it just they're the ones that reached out?
So
or they're
here's
the ones with
the
issues?
sad reality. The city had almost $800,000 in the bank that they could have used to put additional laterals in. We did 11. But because of a lack of coordination between the city and the county, the contracting didn't get done in a timely fashion. So 7 days before the contractor, Mr. Wheeler, was ready to start installing, he told the city, take a hike. So we had to bootleg, and we ended up putting $75,000 of our own company money into this because of that contracting problem. So it was not smooth sailing on our end either. We spent a lot of time.
So are you the ones that had a private contractor out there that did a bunch of work? That would happen? Or why that that?
No, that's a whole different thing. We did not have a private contractor. The only contractor that was allowed at our understanding was Mr. Wheeler. And he did our installs for us.
So we ended up doing 11, however, we could have done, had there been
We
better
we could have
coordination.
done all 70 that you're talking about, and the city had the money to do it. But I'm not blaming it all on the city, because the coordination's got to be there between the county and the city for the contracting dates to line up. Who's going to be the contractor? Do we do this? Should we have done this? It should have been done all in one piece.
I think
The
what
road, the septics, everything should have gone in one piece. It didn't get bid that way.
Yeah, I think what happened was that the funding came available for the county prior to the city being ready. And that's where the coordination
Yeah.
had a roadblock.
So just a suggestion to take a look. There are no other opportunities for us right now to do any more laterals. With DOE, you can do laterals, but you can't do extensions. So if we were to work together with the city and take a look at where the city could extend at not too much money, we could pick up some more of this funding from DOE and get more people off of septics and onto, but it's going to take coordination. So that's all I'm asking for, is just to think about how that would work, who would be involved, and how that could better coordinate. But we can't go back and redo any of those 70 right now because the road can't be cut for 10 years.
Yeah, let me hang my head down here and just pretend I did. Oh, wow.
We just see there's some really neat opportunities, right? And we want to help do better for everyone. So I think we've seen ourselves as potentially a convener of helping to bring the right people from the county planning department with the city engineers and just have these conversations early, right? This is the first time we've ever done anything like this. We've learned a ton, and we just see there's opportunities, right? That
Yeah, I didn't realize we had lack of coordination there, so. Really, we can do better, so. It's been a learning experience. for
Yeah,
sure.
for all of us, I'm sure. And I'm just asking that we recognize that and get ready for the next opportunity. That's all we can do at this point.
No,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
I would agree, 100%.
Yep.
Because there still are opportunities. Department of Ecology would still fund more of these conversions if the sewer, again, the sewer's got to be in front of the house. I can't extend the sewer line with DOE money, but I can do a lateral straight out of the house. And I went and talked with Chris, can't come up with his last name right now, with the city's sewer department, and took a look at the map. The only opportunity that exists right now where there is a line going in front is the Lakeshore Motel, and that landowner right now is not interested in connecting. But there are places where the city could extend their line, and then we could get DOE funding to do the laterals.
So is the Lakeshore Motel on septic?
Yeah,
That's gotta be huge.
yeah.
Is that the only one down there on Lakeshore that's on septic?
I don't know that. I do know that's the only place where there was a force main that was in front of something where I could put a project in. That's Chris Campbell. That's who I talked to. But I'm not sure if I think the rest of Lakeshore, I believe, is on city sewer. I think all of the landowners on Lakeshore are on city sewer.
So did the Lakeshore owner of the Lakeshore say why he's apprehensive? Is it cost?
Didn't even get to talk to the owner, just talked with the manager, left all of the information and asked for a follow-up call and didn't receive any. So I called back and I haven't received any.
They may
Call.
not have passed that information to the owner.
Pardon?
They may not have passed that information to the owner.
It could be. It could be that there's an opportunity there. And I don't know what it would cost for a hotel that size to pay a monthly sewer bill. That may be involved, if you convert obviously from a
But
septic
there's gonna
tank.
be a charge, because right now unless you have to replace it, there is no.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
yeah, but if that septic fails,
But sometimes you don't know,
it's way
because
more
it
expensive.
will, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So as you can see, there's a huge theme around water in the work that we do and just of interest to the county. So we have both water quality work happening, water quantity work. One of the places where this intersects is with the Columbia Basin Sustainable Water Coalition. This is a group of local purveyors, including Commissioner Jones serves on that board representing the county. We have the city of Ephrata, Moses Lake, Quincy, and other basin municipalities and purveyors participating in this, really looking to find solutions for our municipal and domestic water users. And so this has been a really great forum to share information and to start advocating for different policy changes. One initiative that we're working on right now is around aquifer storage and recovery. So taking Columbia Basin project water, injecting that into the ground. You maybe have heard the city of Othello doing this. So we're looking at policies around that to help streamline that permitting, to make it easier for municipalities to utilize that as an option. M&I water through the Bureau, Municipal and Industrial Water. You maybe have heard discussions around this, especially with the city of Quincy. We're trying to help provide support around that. So it's just been a really great forum. We're happy to be providing administrative support to that group. I also serve on that board as well. The number one project that the coalition identified as being important to our municipal and water purveyors is the Odessa Groundwater Replacement Program. This program has been around for the last 20 years through various studies and canal widenings, bridge replacements, things like that. We're in the final stages of implementation, and our district's been involved in the last 5 years trying to take the state's investments, leveraging those to secure additional federal funding. And to date, we've secured over $50 million from NRCS to help implement this project. And just this April, the second pipeline, the second lateral down actually in Franklin County was constructed, and that took 5,400 acres off of groundwater, deep well irrigators, onto Columbia River water through the East Low Canal. And that is conserving 5.3 billion gallons in the aquifer each year, just that pipeline alone. So we're partnering very closely with East Columbia Basin Irrigation District, who's doing the construction and maintenance of those systems. So they're continuing to move further north as funding has been awarded. So we're going to see another project. Actually, construction's already started on that. So we're in a really good place to continue to get these deep well irrigators off of the aquifer and onto surface water. I'm anticipating that I would say over the next 5 to 10 years, that full 90,000 acres will be coming off of the aquifer and onto project water, surface water. So huge success for all the partners involved in the basin as a whole. It's pretty neat to see it finally happening after all these years. So, all right. Any questions on the Odessa project? Anything? No? Okay. I think also we just want to thank the county. We signed our agreement for the Voluntary Stewardship Program, VSP. We've been kind of the technical implementers of that on behalf of the county. So we just have now a new 2-year agreement that will be providing the VSP support to the county for that. So signed that agreement working with Jim Anderson Cook. And so we're happy to be continuing that work on behalf of the county. Okay.
Well, thank you for doing all that work.
We're happy to do it. It's a really great opportunity for us to work with local producers. We now have so much more money available through cost share as well for people who do the individual stewardship planning. And I think we're seeing some real positive things happening on farm to both take credit for all the good work that our farmers have been doing, but then to also provide additional technical and financial support through the cost share that's coming through. So I think it's a major win-win. So something to celebrate as well. And then, this is something since 2018, our district has been receiving rates and charges through the county. So we have about $340,000 annually that's collected and dispersed to our district to implement our programs. And I think that has just been an incredible base funding source for us to pursue additional funds through these 31 other grant programs. And so just really grateful to the county for supporting the rates and charges. We will be looking to come back to the county over the next couple of years as we've had I think if it was 2018, we are really close to coming up to our 10-year kind of reset on that, and we'll want to revisit it. So yeah, in the next couple of years. So yeah, are there any questions on our rates and charges or anything else? Right, great. I think we're really just open to any just general questions or ideas that you may have for us.
Is there a conservation district in Lincoln County?
There is, out of Davenport. It's the Lincoln Conservation District.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay,
I have some friends that have a property up on Lake Roosevelt.
okay,
They told me that years ago, they used to pump water out of the reservoir and put it into the aquifer. For some reason, they shut that down.
okay. Department of Ecology shut it down?
I think it was between the tribe and the Department of Ecology.
Okay, okay. I'm not aware of that particular case. So all of the water rights related matters really is Department of Ecology's purview. So I'm not familiar with
But I
that
do believe the
instance.
tribes have a pretty hefty say on what goes on with their water.
Not sure. So, talk to the DOE.
It would be Department of Ecology.
So I'd probably be the Spokane office.
All I know there.
Other questions or anything?
And that was quite kind of a random pop quiz, Kevin.
Yeah, no, that's really,
Or question.
really good. So just so you know, we are fully voluntary. Sometimes if there is a regulatory action that may be pending or DOE comes in, our conservation districts are there to help provide technical and financial assistance, hopefully before any enforcement action is taken. So, but we are strictly voluntary.
We gotta be the good guys.
We gotta be the
Nice.
good guys. So Lincoln Conservation District could potentially be a good guy in this case. I'm not sure the specifics, but
I'll look into it some more and see what was the reasoning behind taking that water line out. Because they could start that back up again, potentially get more water back into the aquifer.
that would be great. So I think now that I'm thinking a little bit more about this, I definitely think there's an opportunity to talk to Lincoln Conservation District about this. They are administering the Columbia Basin Sustainable Water Coalition and have done studies in the past on passive rehydration. And so they may be very familiar with exactly what you're.
I think I have a meeting with them here pretty soon, so I'll ask them.
Great, good. That's great.
I will say that the lake's still fairly clean.
That's Lake Roosevelt or Moses Lake? Moses Lake, yeah. So we just finished up implementing the $3.1 million lake treatment project that we pursued through Representative Dan Newhouse's office with support from the county, which was great. We've learned a lot. I don't know if you want to share kind of some of the data that we're learning of. I'm glad anecdotally you're seeing that it's
Yeah.
cleaner.
Combination of that, and then also the Bureau supplied 160-some thousand acre feet of water this year, which replaces the volume of the lake twice. That definitely has a big component. The lake right now is about 65% Columbia River water. So all of these things, including wind, heat, the circulation of the lake, are all really complex. One of the things that I'll be working on when I get back to the office today is a Department of Ecology grant for doing a lake circulation study. That'll be a computer model that we can plug in some of these variables and help predict changes in water manipulation from the Bureau, for instance, if that happens, and different things. But it's a happy circumstance this year. We have very low phosphorus. We need to be below 30 parts per billion to keep from getting algae blooms. and we're at 18 to 25, somewhere around there. We have had a couple small blooms in some isolated areas like Blue Heron Park, where that dock juts out, the algae accumulates there. But very low toxin level associated with that one. So it's just been a really good water quality year. Some people, when they look out in the lake, and you probably hear this, they say there's lots of weeds in the lake now. That's also a function of good water quality, because as the habitat improves for those plants to grow, they're going to grow. They're going to take advantage of that improved water quality. That's also actually a benefit to the lake, because those plants use the phosphorus instead of the algae. So just a couple little rebuttals there when people tell you that the lake's not looking good because it's full of weeds. That's actually a sign that the lake is more healthy than it's been in the past. But it's hard for people to wrap around that when they're out water skiing and they get weeds on their prop and stuff. So we have a brochure that we created in partnership with the Moses Lake Irrigation District that talks a lot about lake health and the relationship between plants in the lake. And so if you're interested in that and you want to dive deeper into that, then we can get you a copy of that.
Is it on your website?
That's a good question. I can send you
Let me look.
So I think we have two websites, actually, we maintain several websites.
Oh gosh, okay,
But,
so maybe not. I'm at
well-
the Columbia Basin.
Go to the Moses Lake Watershed Council one.
Okay.
Yeah, moseslakewatershed.org. And which study is it specifically?
It is it's a brochure on plants and.
Yeah, it has like different good plants.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know which one you're talking about. Yes.
I don't think it is.
Oh my gosh, there's blue green algae on this. How has that tracker been helping? We do get updates from the health districts. They're obviously tracking it as well.
That's great.
The last time I looked, we had 1,200 users,
Okay,
and
so
that's
it's
been for
definitely used.
a while ago. Yeah, it's getting used. People are aware that it's there.
I'm glad you guys can track that.
Yeah, they're just like clicks. Yeah.
We can follow up with a link to that
Yeah, I can get you.
That weed
I can get you
brochure as
guys
well.
the
We'll make
brochure,
sure it's
copy of the
on.
brochure.
on the website.
Yeah, we have a few plant highlights. You should do like some aquatic plant stuff too sometimes.
I think those are our updates.
Okay, Rob, do you have any questions? As soon as you get a question asked, you.
No, pretty much everything I was curious on got hit on at the end. And just thank you guys for doing all that. You're doing a ton of work for water in the background that most people have no idea. And a lot of times, others get the credit. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate your support.
Well, thank you for all that you do. So it is 11:28. We are in recess until 11:30 when we have our VOCC. Oh, what do we call it? Commissioner's office update.
Smells like a fire.
Good morning. It is 11:30. We are here with some of our VOCC staff for our commissioner's office update. Welcome, Barb.
Good morning. It smells like smoke in here.
Because we are smoking hot.
That's it.
I don't know why.
Daryl was just in the office. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Said that Yakima County got Zoom hacked recently, last week. So I was like, well, we use webinar.
Oh,
So
no. What was
hopefully-
sometimes when they get hacked, some of the stuff that comes on the screen is
awful.
Unsavory?
Yes.
it's terrifying. So I guess we would
Yes.
know. We would know. We see the screen. So we'll shut it down quickly.
Yes, we knock on wood have not. I think with the webinars, there's just a little bit more security about what people can and cannot share. And we've put our settings pretty strict so attendees can't share their screen or anything like that. And the only way to become a panelist is if one of us makes them a panelist. So
We're not going to
knock
do
on
that.
every piece of whatever so far. Nothing bad's happened yet.
Yeah.
We gotta get a TS department too.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
probably scream if something came online that was just, or I wouldn't be able to, sometimes you're just like, I can't talk, I'm just shocked.
That would be shocking.
And that was Yakima County?
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, gosh. Pending decision spreadsheet, I believe I emailed that to you last week. Do you have any questions?
I think they're working on the
that?
ADA path.
I remember, I think Kevin said they were pouring concrete, which is awesome. They didn't by chance say they were done this morning, did they?
What's that?
No, they did not.
Pouring the ADA pad going up
Oh,
the.
the museum?
I know they'd mentioned it a couple weeks ago. So I
I know
didn't
they
know
got
if
their sign up.
did they?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Review of this week's meetings. We have a short week. Do you have any questions about your meetings today or for the rest of your weekly schedule?
Questions about the ones on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday?
Okay.
Which one?
No individual meeting.
There are none.
Great.
Yay.
Oh,
Cindy
so you're
has
like-
one. She's got the compensation study and
Yeah.
Rob has chamber.
Well, I've got to make sure we still have it because, okay, I should have asked Gina.
Did just want to touch base real quick. District Court has requested to use the van, the one that we've split with elections. And we had originally told them that we were not renting it out to other departments and offices because that was the direction that we were given by the commissioners. So that it would just be elections and fairgrounds using the van.
Oh, I think
And-
it's open for whoever needs to use it.
Okay, we,
I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't know we
it's available
said
for
nobody
anybody.
could use it.
well, when the commissioners had directed us for the email, the direction was to tell them that we no longer had a vehicle for people to rent. So that was what I
I'm
put in the
sorry, I
email.
don't, okay, I don't
Oh, I
remember.
was thinking of the other car, not necessarily the van.
Okay,
Yeah, I think the van, it is for the county.
Yeah, district court wanted to use it to take a large group to a training or something, and they were requesting the use of it.
I think that's the purpose of it.
Yeah.
You make sure Michelle's not doing election stuff with it.
okay. I don't think
Sorry.
that she is
Put you in
on the
that
dates
predicament.
that she asked. Okay. We had pointed them towards Public Works and then they put it on their agenda to talk to the commissioners.
Okay.
So just FYI, they did talk to us first and us being us and then, so. They
So
will
do we
bring it
need
up.
to reach, okay, so we need to let her know that they can use the van? Possibly.
They have an update this afternoon.
Okay, yeah,
And I
see it
believe
at 3
that was
o'clock.
something they were wanting to talk to the commissioners about.
Okay, good deal.
So then the billing for that, we'll just have to have them, again, bill out all the different departments.
And then they'll have to check it out and all that.
Okay. So the van can be checked out. Okay. Calendar invitations, Miss Caitlin?
Ew. I'll do the quick one first. There's a Northport Waterfront and Upper Columbia River update meeting, September 25th from 4 to 5 p.m. in Northport, Washington. Kevin has said that he is interested in attending. I'm just double checking to see if either Cindy or Rob were interested in attending.
I am
that.
okay.
Well, if they don't have too many fires up there,
Mhm.
and it's on fire all over up there, so.
Where's
But we
Northport?
can see how that goes.
Where's Northport at?
North of Colville.
Oh.
It's a ways up there.
Wrong direction.
I was thinking west
It's,
for some reason.
The other calendar invite is that we need to schedule time for the commissioners to work with accounting for a Tyler Tech budget module training. Mandy had asked for 2 hours. She is not sure if it will take the full 2 hours. The date that I had looked at was October 13th from 2 to 4. I believe that's a Monday. So it'd just be right after the commissioner's work session. It would be in here, so it'd be an open meeting. Does that date and time work for you guys?
10:13.
10:13, yes.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Each one of you will need your laptops. Or, well, their computers.
October 13th,
Yes.
Columbus Day. Are we open on Columbus Day?
I believe so.
I think so.
Oh, so many holidays. You're like, oh, a holiday, it must be, okay.
Okay. Electronic executive session forms.
I have something to show you guys. While I get this pulled up, I did talk to Emily a little bit about having papers like that you guys could use to take notes. She is not 100% sure if we would have to keep both. She thinks that it can be just a transitory record, so you'd be able to just take your notes and then enter in the information later, she thinks. So this is just like this is what I have right now. Oh, sorry, hang on, I actually have to get into the webinar first before I can show you my screen. Okay, I have a really basic form. So I tried to make it as simple as possible, so that way you guys don't have to do very much stuff. So the date and the start time will autofill. So when you open up a new form, that start time will fill with the time that you have clicked on it. So if I refresh this page, it should, yeah, the start time, it'll automatically put the time. And this is just assuming that you guys are clicking the link when you're ready to start the executive session. The things that I've got questions about really is just the layout, how you guys want it. I have, if the session's continued, you can just click continued and you can just keep adding.
Okay.
So if you continue this session 14 times, you can add in 14 end times there. I'm gonna skip this section and come back to this. I have commissioners in attendance, so you guys can just check who is here, who is not here. You don't check it if they're not here. Does that make sense?
Right.
And then in person or via Zoom, the default function is going to be in person. So if you guys are actively sitting right here, you won't need to click anything. But like for Rob today, you know, he's attending it via Zoom, you would just click that over. And same thing with the individuals attending. You can put, you know, blah, blah was here. And the default is in person. The one big question that I had for you guys when it comes to the RCWs for the session, I've got them all listed out the way that they were listed out on the forms. And you can like type stuff and it'll go. So like if you know that you're going for real estate, you can type, you know, start typing it and then click whichever one you want.
Perfect.
The question that I have for you guys is, are you, on your current executive session forms, under each RCW, there's like a little blurb about what it is and what you can go into the session for?
As long as we have that, we can even laminate one so we have it at our desk, because
Okay.
we do look like which one do we need to go? Because some of them, there could be two. It'd be like negotiations, or some are, there's a couple related to for employees, and that's typically the one.
Yeah, I would think, as long as it falls under that RCW,
Okay, so
I
then,
think you have to have all that verbiage on there.
perfect. Okay, the second question I had was if you were wanting it to be possible for you to select two RCWs for one executive session. I know that does not happen very often.
I think it would probably be best if we,
We're supposed to keep them separated.
Okay.
so I think we should stick with one.
And then I have it set up so if you were to choose litigation, it would automatically pop up that you need to put what legal counsel is in attendance. And I'll have that set up for the data security breach also, because Barb pointed out that one you also need legal counsel. But yeah, and then once you guys are done with it, you would just hit submit and it'll come to Barb and I to look at. The end goal is that once we get the whole process set up, that after Barb and I take a look at it, it'll just get filed in with the minutes. Make sure I have stuff here. I'm gonna try to fix the format of this end time because I'm not a fan of this weird little thing. That's just me. And then once you submit it, oh, I can't do it, haha. Once you submit it, it'll pop up like a little thank you thing, but then there's a link that'll just take you back to the blank form. So if you guys do end up doing back-to-back executive sessions, you don't need to go out and find the link again and go back into it. You can it'll just pop up there saying, thank you, if you want to do another form, click here. And then you just click it and it'll take you right back.
All right. Thank you.
And I think it'll be easy.
So I can
Nice
get
work.
this set up and sent to you guys later this week. I'm having some troubles with the link. It won't let Barb go into it, which is just strange. So I'm gonna take a look at that, and yeah, I'll have it sent out to you guys, like I said, later this week, so you guys can try to test it out next week.
Okay.
Great job.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That's that.
The Moses Lake Land Transfer Letter of Intent.
Boy, it's me. I have so much talking. I'm so sorry. I reached out to Rebecca to see, just asking for an update about the review of that letter of intent for the Moses Lake Sand Dunes land transfer. And she said that with everything else that she's got on her plate, it has taken a very low priority. So I am asking the commissioners if you would like to continue to wait for legal review. If you
No.
No?
Not me. Gave him a month.
What do you, Cindy, Kevin?
Well, we expect everybody else to wait for legal review, so I think we should wait for legal review.
Yeah, I'm still no. I think it's crazy how long it takes them to review contracts.
So maybe there's,
I think given the circumstances they're under, I mean, I understand that they're way behind. Is that normal? It takes them this long to review something like that? I mean, if they
no.
weren't, getting a new prosecutor, doing all
And
that.
sometimes I will say that we get a thorough review, and sometimes we will have somebody just kind of do a quick, just read through it, and I do feel that the scope that they provide in a review is very in-depth.
So maybe we should talk to them at our update and see if they need assistance. I mean, can we have somebody else review it? Is that possible? They can't get to it. Can we have somebody else review it? Give us legal.
Who would you suggest would review it? What are you thinking? Because they're not okay with Tom Gaines reviewing. They're not okay with the sheriff reviewing. So would it be someone else?
Another attorney?
Yeah, they moved the one person over to do the quick reviews just like 2 weeks ago.
'Cause, I mean, they've had it for a month already.
They've had it for longer than a month. It was with the sheriff's office first, and then I guess some questions were raised about some of the verbiage in it, but then this is the one that Josh Sainsbury had signed, I think by accident or just not knowing what it was.
Right.
And the one that's with them right now, it's just the letter of intent saying that the county is interested in this. The way that I understand it, sorry, is that this letter is saying that the county is interested in this land transfer. And
So
after that's
it's not an actual contract.
no, after it's signed is when the county would receive the quit claim deeds and all of the actual land transfer documents, but we can't see that or review it or do anything until after the letter of intent is signed.
I wouldn't have a problem with signing a letter of intent as long as it's not a legal document as far as a quit claim deed or any of those documents. But if it gets us to that point, then we can have legal review. I wouldn't have a problem with that. If that's what it is.
I can have it on consent next week for further discussion and action by the commissioners.
Well, we can ask the prosecutor's office
When they come
at
in.
our update as to where they're at with it and what their thoughts are.
Okay.
Because I'd hate to miss an opportunity that we have to gain that property by dropping the ball.
And they have reached out twice asking for an update about it.
Make sure that doesn't go away because we're dragging our feet.
so we'll add it to consent next week. After you talk to the PAO, or just go ahead and have
Well,
Caitlin do that?
put a little note.
Well, let's find out what they have to say about it,
Okay.
and then if they don't have an issue with it, we can sign it.
We do need
Because
to
we
move
had
on.
a copy of it, if I remember right.
I can forward you guys a copy again. The one change that I had made for the commissioner's request was the contact information on it, rather than having it be Josh Sainsbury, it's just coming to the commissioner's office. But I am not sure what issues Rebecca had with that letter in the first place. I feel like I remember them saying something about there being some issue with some of the verbiage, but I'm not sure what it is. So that is definitely something that could be asked of them this afternoon.
Next one is you too.
The next thing is also a doozy. There is an upcoming sales tax requirement for marketing services. It starts on October 1st, set by Washington State. And this will affect the Cooley Creative contract and the Westwind Media contract. Westwind Media is that social media manager. So their services now are subject to tax. So it's an additional $609 estimated dollars per month for Cooley Creative, and an additional 294 estimated monthly increase for Westwind Media.
So is this new, or they just have not been paying it?
It's new. It's I think it was something
Did it
that
kick in July 1?
it kicks in October 1st.
Okay.
So Rochelle emailed me about it last week, and I forwarded it to legal just for their review, but Department of Revenue does have an official statement out saying that that is something that is going to be required as of October 1st. So the question really is how we want to proceed with it. After talking to Rochelle, she has a line in her, budget, in her line, that she had set aside just as like additional cushion money, just, rainy day, just in case. And she says that it will cover both hers and Westwind Media's taxes, but you are then increasing that monthly retainer by the $600 for Rochelle and increasing the monthly retainer by the $300 for Westwind Media because of the tax.
Okay, so I think we need to, what did the PA's office, don't we need to do an addendum if we pay somebody more money? Like we need to.
Yes. Yep. I have not gotten a response from
Okay.
legal about that. So that was just the question there was if, we have not heard back from tourism about it because it was going to be brought up at their meeting tomorrow. I have not had a quorum confirm that they will be in attendance tomorrow, so there might not be a tourism meeting if I don't hear anything back soon. So I don't know what tourism will think or say, but I guess that is the option, is just having the addendum to the contract for the additional funds. I don't know if you can lower the monthly retainer just enough to where the tax.
Yeah, is there some way we could do something like that where we're just not having them do as much and it equals the tax
Goes
estimate?
to the same. Maybe. I'm not sure if you can or not. That would probably be a legal question. Because, yeah,
Ultimately, it'd be up to these guys whether they want to do something like that. I mean, I don't know. Nobody knew that this tax requirement was coming.
I think it's been in discussion for a while, but I think just got approved, I think last week. I feel like I remember Rochelle talking about it maybe coming during the August meeting. I think she had said that it might be coming. And then she had just sent me that email last week saying that,
It's because of a
Yeah.
new law.
or, yeah, something, Department of Revenue is the one that put out the statement for it. I think it's a law. The last thing I had, I was just gonna give a little update. Emily and Carrie and Tony and Trevor and I all had Tyler Tech training last week with Mandy.
You feel good about it?
I feel that the Tyler Tech system is very user-friendly. I do think that if you spend a little bit of time just exploring it and getting to know it and setting up your home page the way that best suits you, I do think that it will be very easy for people to use. It's just a matter of actually taking the time to explore it a little bit. There were things in the test module that Mandy had said would not be the same in the actual real environment. So some of the access settings that we had were inaccurate, and she had said that it was just how it was in the test module. And in the real one, we should have the correct access. So we'll see that when it happens. When it comes to the AP batches, I think for Kevin and Barb, it'll be pretty easy for you guys to use. You'll get an email. It's really just a first come, first serve. So whoever sees it first you would click a link, you would just approve the batch. Instead of signing it every Wednesday, you would probably get it on Tuesday and approve it online. And then we were working with accounting to figure out a good method for the actual AP batch that is on consent, the full one. For right now, it sounds like they'll still be sending us a PDF that we'll print and you guys will sign. But when we switch to the digital layout for the consent agenda, you guys will just approve it. You won't actually digitally sign it at all. But there's more to come on that, so we won't know really what that looks like until that system is live in October. We also have yet to see a budget call or a draft budget meeting schedule. So I'll be reaching out to Mandy and Michelle again today to see if we are anywhere closer with that. Okey-dokey.
When does it normally go out?
Mandy had said that it would be out like 2 weeks ago. I think normally it goes out around this time, like mid-August, early
We've
September.
already, yeah,
But
we started October, so we've got
your
an
budget
extra
meetings,
month.
your budget meetings are the first week of November, first and second week of November. We've had a couple departments reaching out asking when their budget meeting is, and we don't have an answer for that yet. So, but the way that budget call, it sounds like, is going to work is that we will each be doing our own budgets in the spreadsheets, like what we have. And then when Tyler Tech is live in October, then we will each go in and input the budgets in that module. So the hope is that by the time the commissioners get to their training on the 13th, that there will be some data in there so you guys can see it, a little bit before you actually get to your budget meetings.
That would be nice, because I did not like it when we didn't have access to it until Kevin, I don't know, a couple of years ago, we couldn't open it up until it was our meeting time. You had no idea how, where, you just couldn't see. So it's like we were locked out. So we just got like a piecemeal of it, just kind of like to look at the whole thing, and then
Sounds like a fun time.
it was. But that's just how I like to see the whole thing at once and then be able to look at it instead of, okay, well, now you get to look at the BOCC budget in a couple, okay? Now you get to look at the assessors, and then you just couldn't see like how bad's the overall.
Do you guys typically do your budget, like the three of us together out here? Is that, can we prepare before how does that work?
I think Mandy gave us access before we could do it, but I will say Mandy was new. She was one person. Typically we have two, at least two from accounting, and then Michelle. So Mandy was kind of, and I was asking questions and jumping ahead farther and faster than I should have, because everybody else was trailing behind, which she was trying to jump up for me and then go back to answer questions for everybody else. So I will follow along with everybody else, and I won't ask. It wasn't accounting, it was somebody else that noted that I definitely am looking ahead at different numbers than everybody else, which I admit I do. I'm kind of like.
Which is fine. The problem is then none of the numbers were ever updated. So then the budgets went forward with old numbers because she wasn't even tracking, jumping around.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever seen where it's like a solo one person, because typically you have another person that's busy just writing things down and doing the changes, so. We'll make sure she's prepared this year, she has backup and help. But I'll follow along, but I won't jump.
Last but not least, the Employee Appreciation Barbecue. I'm getting ready to send out the annual notice. So to confirm, September 24th. And last year we had 11 to 1:15. Is that what is going out again this year? So the people who go to lunch at 11, people who go to lunch at 12, and then whoever goes to lunch at 1, you guys kind of stayed there. It's like 15 minutes, I think, after. There weren't too many, I think you had
Or
said,
so few, and I would say we're pretty much done about 12:45. We had a couple.
Do you want me to change the time then?
No, because I think some
Okay.
people said they take lunch at 1, but I felt like the majority of them would take the lunch early so they could come here and visit. So I don't even know if we do need to stay till 1, but maybe if we do have a handful.
So do you want me to keep 1:15 or should I just?
I
put
would love to
1?
ask if there is a need to stay till 1:15. Because it really was just a few. And
Do you want me to ask the elected officials?
that would be
Okay.
good, and department heads.
Just leave it at the time, and
We'll just keep it.
I mean, if you're done earlier, you're done earlier.
Well, yeah, but we have to wait till 1:15 so that all the other employees that need to come, but it was.
I feel like last year was fine.
Okay. We definitely were like hanging out, waiting for the last few, cleaning up. I would say the last half an hour was.
So leave it 11 to 1:15. Okay. And I'll send that out to people have been asking about when it is. Okay. Do you have anything else, ma'am?
And Rob, I guess you'll get a price for us, what we owe you.
Yeah, I can. I could just do the order, then divide it out afterwards. Or probably should do it before. It takes forever to get the money.
Okay, anything else? It's 12:01, we are in recess until 1 o'clock. Good morning, it is 1:01. We are here with the clerk's office with Kim Allen for our it's not weekly, but for our update. Bi-weekly.
Every other week.
Welcome, Kim, and sorry to keep you waiting. And Rob should be online.
Not as of yet.
Okay, he said he was gonna show up, pop in after lunch, so.
Well, I don't really have anything.
Nothing new?
You had a question for us, I'm trying to,
Well, you might have a question for me. I was gonna try and attend, my mind. Carrie's update this morning.
SIP. Oh, okay, what is,
She
I
has a
didn't know what that
con,
was, GCAO, what is that? Grant County?
Animal outreach.
oh,
If I remember right, that the board approved of $1 million, and I think it's still sitting out there. I remember.
That's because they haven't started their
Project.
construction of their building.
I thought we,
That was supposed to be coming up.
were we doing some
anytime.
SIP? I think we said we could help with SIP if they had to do prevailing wage, but I don't,
maybe
the county's not doing it.
maybe it wasn't today.
Yeah,
It-
no,
It was, sorry, the portion of Carrie's update that would have been relevant to you was that Blake agreement.
Yeah.
yeah, Carrie is not here today, so we did not have a.
Oh, so you didn't have it? Okay. She was gonna, I don't know if she has it. I think she has the Blake contract. It's a new, a renewal of a contract with AOC. They totally changed the format of the contract and they changed the language in it. So I had some concerns that I had expressed to Rebecca, and then Rebecca and Carrie and I had some email conversations, and Carrie was gonna bring that up at her update, and I was gonna try and be here, but it's been a crazy,
Well, I'm
beyond
sure she'll be
crazy
on
morning.
Next week's,
Okay,
I'm assuming, Barb, Caitlin, will she be on next week's Carrie update?
She won't be part of the commissioner's office update next week, but we can try to find her time if you guys would like to have an update with her.
Okay. Well, I don't think we can move forward on her ARPA, yeah, I'd like some answers on the ARPA request, so. The spreadsheet, she said she redid the spreadsheet or she has different numbers, corrected numbers. New SIP report to show available funds correctly. I guess that's what we need to. We're not, so we won't be able to visit with her for until 2 weeks.
I think what Caitlin was saying is that we can find like a 15-minute slot for her to come go in next week. So the board has a chance to talk to her.
Okay, you know, we can even put her in our 8:30, Tuesday morning, 8:30 as well.
There is plenty of time on Tuesday next week. We could put a grants update in.
I think it's probably important to do that so we can continue forward. Can you let Kim know when that will be, so she'll be here for the Blake agreement contract?
Sure thing.
Does that work for you, Kim?
this week looks like. Trying to make it through today.
The Tuesdays are always a combined money on Tuesday.
Well, between the water issue and the air conditioning issue.
Yes, you've had.
Our whole case management system is down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And AOC is now saying that it's local, not them. So I'm trying to get
We have a few
IT
things
to
going on.
work on that, and we got people doing cameras in our office, and Cheryl's not here today, so I'm doing her job and my job. Plus,
You're actually getting cameras in your office?
well, we have cameras and getting the new cameras for the new
Just getting
system
the
or
new
whatever
AI
the
ones, I think.
whatever IT is doing. We have them in our vault for.
Oh, okay, in the vault.
because
Okay, because didn't think you had them in your office.
That's where we have our money and our drugs and our weapons. All
Yeah,
that
Kim
good stuff.
sounds like a little cartel.
Yeah.
A member of the
You know.
cartel.
All that fun stuff. So,
Anyway,
yeah.
Don't have
And so
anything-
the Blake, I don't know, it sounds to me like I reached out to the other clerks to find out if their counties had signed them. Some of them, yes, some of them, the clerks didn't even know that the new contracts were out. Our old ones ran out in July.
Okay.
I just didn't like the language that was in it that said that they could decide that they don't have enough money and attempt to let us know. And it's like, so we're gonna keep doing the work, and if you don't attempt very well to let us know, we're gonna be doing all this work and not get reimbursed for it. That doesn't seem very fair.
Okay,
It seems
yeah.
like they should have to, but whatever. They've, despite my issues with AOC, they have, on the Blake issues anyway, they have been paying. So I don't have any reason to think that they wouldn't pay. I just didn't like the whole, if we run out of money, we can cancel and attempt to tell you.
Okay.
So
More to come on that one, yeah, I don't know.
anyway, yeah, Rebecca, I don't know, we kind of went back and forth and she wanted to know what everybody else was doing. So I don't know how in depth she has been able to get into the wording yet, but
You'll find out.
yeah. I don't know if you have a regular update with Rebecca that
Today at 1:30.
today at 1:30. Okay.
But I believe the civil office is also doing appellant work. It's now the new appellant attorneys. So we're in a transition. So some of our contracts have taken a little longer than.
Well, I went through the contract, and even though it was totally different language, I tried to cross-reference and write down any concerns that I had. I emailed that to her so that she didn't have to try and go through word by word, because I had suggested that for maybe other offices too, but to make it a little lighter load on the civil attorney.
I'm sure she greatly appreciates it.
But I get reading it and comprehending it with your own eyes and own brain too, so. Anyway, yeah. So if it gets signed, great. If it doesn't get signed, I guess let me know and won't do any work on that.
Down here.
I don't think it's really a hot topic for the prosecutor's office at this point to get that work done, because they have a lot of other things to deal with right now. So I don't know how pressing it really is anyway.
I made a note of it.
But I'm happy to answer any questions that might come up about it from my perspective. But we got prosecutor, public defense, Superior Court, clerk's office, district court. I think that's all of the offices that can voucher for reimbursements. So it does, I mean, I don't want to leave the money on the table if we can get it back. But I just don't think it's really at the top of anyone's to-do list right now, because everybody's just trying to keep their heads above water with everything else. That was really all I had. How are things going here?
Pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Actually pretty quiet for a Monday, Tuesday rolled in one.
I was gonna say, it's pretty quiet for,
Come on over if
I
you
think it's
get
hot,
bored.
everybody's still recovering. I don't know, it must have been a really good weekend because everybody's recovering. It's been pretty quiet. So I guess
winding down, summer's over.
either they're so excited that school has started or is starting, or they were
I
just
think
like,
everybody's excited that school started.
everybody but the kids. There's some excited kids.
Granddaughter hasn't started yet because they're in Vancouver and the teachers are striking, so they haven't started school yet. Her first year of kindergarten, and she's ready to go and keeps being told, oh, not yet.
No, not
Nope,
today,
not
not
yet.
today.
Nope, not yet. Which is hard on mom.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard on the kids too.
Yeah. Keller's like, will they just start already?
And Rob has been on, but I don't see that he is on. Okay, well, if that's all, it
Yeah.
is 1:12. We will go into recess until 1:15. Good afternoon. It is 1:15. We are here with Brett Hill for our public defense update. Welcome, Brett.
Thank you. As far as an update, we've been doing business as usual, you know. This time of year, though, you know, we're getting to the point, we've got some contracts to renew. And I do have a question for the board a little bit. We were dealing with these full-time contracts. And the only ones that we have are expiring this year. And so my question is, and or suggestion is, the suggestion it probably is just to back them out, let them expire and back them out to, you know, get with the attorneys and see what they want to do, an 80 or 90% contract, and just avoid any issues that might come up in the future. I don't know if that sounds like the thing to do. I suppose, you know, we need to be careful to treat the contractors well, and you know, when we back them out, as far as, you know, the amounts that they get paid, you know, and we generally give them a little raise, you know, give them a cost of living. They're on a 2-year cycle, so we, you know, so they roll over, not necessarily a added up CPI, but we kind of use CPI as the guide for an increase. But of course, that rolls 2 years, so if you just use the double, do both, you know, that doesn't add up. So anyway, but we do the math on it usually. And I suppose that's about the same, but you know, it'd probably be pretty wise to be pretty close to, you know, doing a 90% contract about the same pay as they're getting. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because
So
you're
it's not an
back,
increase,
because you're
so-
backing out 90%, but it's, you know, I mean,
10% of it.
I mean, I would feel bad for them, but the great news about having a, you know, a caseload lower is that they can go do a couple cases and make up the difference, you know. And so I think that might be the way to go, if that sounds pretty good. Reason I bring it up right now is the contracts in and of themselves say that we'll begin talking by, I think it's the 15th, September 15th or something. So we're at that point where it's time to visit with them about them.
Well, we have had counties, when times were tough, that they opted they couldn't do a raise. So they would just subtract some of the hours, like 38-hour work week instead of a 48-hour work week. Some liked it and some struggled with it, but it was, actually, there were probably more that appreciated it. Kind of a furlough, so.
Anyway, they can work as much as they want on a contract, but
Yeah.
but you know, it's a matter of complying with all the rules that we have to comply with. So anyway, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking, and probably that'll come. Also investigators and interpreters we need to work with them as well, but, we don't have that same problem, but but at any rate, they'll be interpreters particularly. I think it's been 3 years since we've done any kind of increase with them. Anyway, but we're working with that. And I guess along those same lines, I didn't miss a budget call or something, did I?
No, we haven't done it.
Okay.
Instead of October, we're gonna do it in November, the first 2 weeks in November, so we have time.
Yeah, it just occurs to me, it's about this time of year that I should be worrying about it.
Budget season. Yeah, no.
I guess I could start on it anyway. I don't need to wait, but, yeah. So yeah, we'll work on that a little bit and go from there. Other than that, I don't know that I have anything else for the board really that is of great concern on the top of my mind.
I don't think
Unless
we
you have some questions for me.
Rob, do you have any questions for Brett?
No, I don't have any questions for Brett. Thanks, Brett.
No, thank you.
I don't think we do here. Because we
Business
would
as
ask
usual,
them.
right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess every day is different. So it's not, business as usual is maybe not, is that it's a little different, but
Did you have any?
I didn't have anything that the
do you have,
commissioners
like,
ought
any
to be
new
concerned with.
Clients from the weekend at the Gorge?
There were quite a few on the list, but they were stuff like delivery of controlled substance and where they have to wait to, they get arrested, but I haven't heard whether they're gonna not charge them yet. Because they really kind of got to wait for the lab reports to come back to show that it's controlled substance, and those take longer than our speedy trial rules. So usually they won't charge it, and just get information from everybody, and then when they get the correct lab results, they can.
I can charge them.
Yeah, that's what the prosecutor's office has been doing in the last probably couple of years. But yeah, so the Gorge, there were quite a few other things that weren't out of the Gorge, but, just sort of your normal sort of domestic situations and that, but for whatever reason, over a 3-day weekend, there seems to be a little spike. Family members have to spend time alone together, I guess.
Yeah, holiday weekend.
But they all get together
Oh, yeah.
for a barbecue and have a fight, I guess. But yeah, we had 2 or 3 things, 2 or 3 of those, a little bit that were a little bit serious, but not really much out of the ordinary.
That's good.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah.
Okay, well, that's it. It's 1:22. We are in recess until 1:30. When we have our prosecuting attorney's office update. Good afternoon, it is 1:30. We are here for the prosecuting attorney's update. I see Barbara and
Rebecca is now on. Let me promote her.
welcome Rebecca. I don't see Rebecca, but I'm going to trust. She's there.
There she is.
There she is.
Good afternoon.
Welcome Rebecca. Welcome Barb.
Hello. I just have the issue to discuss with the grants for Renew. I'm not sure if Susie wants to take it away or if I should jump in.
Renew or New Hope?
New Hope, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. With New Hope, yes.
No, go ahead. These were the concepts that you brought up, so go ahead.
Great. Okay, so New Hope has 2 grants they'd like to enter, and the only issue that I see has to do with language requiring the county to follow all federal law. It's very, very broad. It includes laws of any kind and absolutely would include executive orders. I do realize that these are grants with commerce. However, we're in a new world right now. I know the BOCC is well aware of that. And we can't rely on past precedents as any indicator. The concern I have is a new executive order might come down, or the feds might seek to enforce current executive orders. For example, the executive order requiring local law enforcement to act on behalf of ICE and assist ICE, which currently conflicts with not only state law, but also with state sovereignty. If they do want to hold Washington to account on that executive order, the Attorney General will become involved. The federal government has already telegraphed that they're planning to withhold federal funding that usually implicates roads. That's how we have a nationwide 21-year-old drinking age, by way of example. And it will be a question of whether or not the AG and Commerce by extension is going to decide to hold back that money on the grants for our violation of the terms of those grants while they litigate that, if we go there, which the feds have telegraphed they're going. The way these grants function, we pay up front and they refund us later. So we're detrimentally relying on that money that we don't have anywhere else in our budget, as I understand it. And then we might, on the back end, be told, we're not giving you that money because you violated the grant because your local law enforcement refused to assist ICE. So that's the main issue that I'm seeing. And that's my concern with entering the grants as written. Sounds like Commerce is not going to budge on that language, even though they've telegraphed to Susie that they have no intention of enforcing that. That's a red flag for me. If they have no intention of enforcing it, it should be no issue taking it out. It's a state grant. That flags for me it's probably involved with federal funding. And even if it's not, the fact that they won't take it out is an issue. Those are my concerns. Obviously, it is up to the BOCC. You're well aware that I'm just your legal counsel, but that is my concern with those. And that's the only issue that I have.
Susie, what are the grant amounts total? There's two grants.
Yeah, there are two grants. The one is the Domestic Violence High Risk Teams grant that we've been talking about. This year it's 100,000. It goes for 4 years. Or this year it's 80,000. I'm sorry. Next year it's 100,000, and then the subsequent years it decreases a bit. It's also tied into the Adams County grant that will be coming soon for us next year. So overall, a pretty significant amount of money guaranteeing a staff person for the next 5 years. And it is all state dollars. Although the language, Barbara's correct, and the contract says we must comply with federal law, or they could like pull the grant from us. It's not federal funds that are in that particular grant. The same with the other grant, which is with CACWA, Children's Advocacy Centers of Washington. This grant is one we've gotten for a few years. It is all state dollars as well. And this is something we are already spending. It's a renewal grant that we get, and we had our forensic interviewer working since 2019.
What's the grant amount?
The grant amount for this one is
Because I know the
60-some thousand.
Okay, so
yeah, $60,051.
I am comfortable signing that, knowing that we would be able to find the 80,000 and the 60,000 if it was not able to be reimbursed. But I think it's a service that is highly valuable and needed in this county, and I would hate to not sign it on the air of caution. And we'll figure, I always feel like on some of these things, we will figure it out. We will continue to support our population.
Thank you. The most concerning is the CACWA, because we are already employing someone and paying her salary. The domestic violence high risk teams, we've not got that employee working for us yet. I do want to mention that you've already signed a couple of our grants this year that have a lot of the same language. So we are moving forward in those grants. And you have yet to see 3 more contracts that are going to be coming your way for our regular grants. They are just way behind. I mean, it's September and they don't have our grants, our contracts to us for our July 1 start date. And we have staff working in those grants as well. And those are significantly more money than these. They've not been received by me to pass on to Barbara, who is in a department that she's telling us probably 3 weeks lead time to review contracts, and then I'll have to come to you. So we're probably not looking at those getting signed until October.
And if it is an emergency, please let us know. We can't guarantee that we're going to be able to treat them like emergencies every time, but we do want to know that so that we can do our best to treat things that are emergencies as emergencies.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Kevin, are you okay moving forward?
I'd say if we've got it in the funding, then I wouldn't be afraid to move forward. I just don't know. I doubt that the federal government's gonna come after us, little old Grant County, but it's possible.
But I just want to make sure I know we have some reserve. Rob, are you okay moving forward with the grant, knowing?
Yes, as stated earlier, still stand on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you have a yes from all 3 of us.
And that's all I have. I don't know if Rebecca has anything else for the meeting, for the panel.
Since we're on the topic of contracts, have you guys had a chance to look at that transfer for the game department ground?
The sand dunes?
I'm sorry, what was that?
It's a sand dunes property. Josh Sainsbury signed it, and then we were gonna re-sign it as the Board of County.
No, so it was my understanding that when Brandon talked to you guys last week, you guys were going to prioritize the list of contracts. That one was very low on our priority list, and we kept getting other contracts that were indicated to us that were higher priorities, so that did not that has not gotten looked at.
Okay.
So because it is a government to government contract, do you feel like we should be that concerned with it? I mean, it's a letter of intent.
Yeah. So what's that? So the letter of intent includes contracts, includes in it, from what I can recall, it's been a while since I've looked at it, but it includes in it, from what I can recall, the language they intend to use for the contract, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. How long have we had that contract that we've been sitting on? A couple months now?
I'd have to go back and look at the dates.
Because they're wanting an answer. Otherwise, we could end up not getting that property. So I think it's kind of a priority.
So again, you guys control priorities, but we only have 2 people in our civil department, and I am on medical accommodation, so I have limited amount of time I can so I'm only part-time working. So because of that, we're very limited in our resources. So we're happy to reprioritize with the understanding that when you do prioritize, other things will not get done. So I'm happy to put that towards the top of the list, understanding that the other things that have been put on the list will become lower on the priority list. So that's just kind of
Have the list.
the way it's going to work.
Have you presented a list yet?
So I thought Brandon provided you guys our list
No.
last week.
For us, but we haven't seen it.
And we haven't
Oh.
set any priorities of anything on a list either.
So that's my misunderstanding then. It was my understanding that Brandon presented that list to you guys last week. So he
No.
did not present a list last week.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm happy to provide you guys a list. That was my misunderstanding then. Because that was my understanding that you guys were going to come back with a list this week, with the priorities list. So, I'm happy to provide you what I can. I mean, I can provide you the list of. Do you guys want the contracts that are under the BOCC's elected um, branch of government, or do you want just your office?
It would be
What
all
are you
the
looking for?
departments that fall under us.
You want all the departments that, yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay. Um, so yeah, we can certainly provide that. I can have Tanya email who should she email? Which should she
Barb and
email
Kate.
Barb?
Yes.
Barb and Caitlin? Okay.
I will concur, yes. Yeah, I was just looking, I don't see it. If it was sent out, I'm not finding it.
Yeah, that was a misunderstanding. It was my understanding when I talked to Brandon that that list had been provided to you and that you were going to talk and get back to us this week about a priorities list. So that was just a misunderstanding. I can certainly provide what we have, and send you that.
Okay.
And while we are talking on contracts, Kim Allen was here earlier about the Blake contract. We were supposed to review it with Carrie today, or maybe on her update, but Carrie was not here, so did not provide an update. So I think there were some concerns that maybe Barbara.
So the um the AOC contract that they provided to us this year was more reflective of the contract that they provided last year that people most counties reacted to and said, you need to change that because it included unilateral, basically AOC can unilaterally change different things. Have you guys seen the contract? Did she provide a copy to you?
I don't believe I've seen it.
I don't believe so. I haven't seen it.
Okay. So it has language in there that basically allows AOC to unilaterally change some stuff. That's always a concern. What I haven't been able to ascertain is how much more Blake stuff is the county currently doing and how much of a concern that would be. When I asked, I forget who I asked. I'm not sure if it was Carrie. No, it might have been Kim. I think it was Kim. Um, I believe it was Kim. What other counties were doing, whether they had signed already, what level of concern other counties had. There wasn't a whole lot of response. It seems like some counties have already signed this AOC contract. Some counties are in the process of reviewing it. When I went out to WAPA, I got exactly zero interest in discussion of this particular contract. So I have concerns about the language, but apparently that at, at this point, it doesn't seem like other counties either have concerns or they're just not at the point where they're really interested in collaborating, or I'm not sure. So I guess my question at this point, since you haven't seen the contract, number one, I guess we need to get you a copy of the contract so you can review it. Was Carrie supposed to send you a copy of the contract or provide you a copy of the contract?
I'm not sure because it just said on their update, she was supposed to have an update with the commissioner's office update and it said Blake agreement. And that's all that we have here. Kim came in to talk to us, Kim Allen, on her update and stated that, did you talk about the Blake agreement? We had some issues. So we've received more information from Kim than we have from our office. So
Okay.
I wish I had more info for you, but Barb, I don't know if you have any,
No, she was planning to talk to you about it, so she, before putting it on consent, she would talk to you about it before you saw it.
so we have nothing. We're very little,
All
nothing from our office.
I guess I'm looking for direction from you guys. Would you like to talk to Carrie about it before moving forward? Would you like me to see if I can find a copy of it and forward it to you? How would you
Well,
like to proceed?
we can take care of it. We'll have Carrie send us a copy of it, so I don't want to bother you. We have on the agenda for next week to meet with Carrie to go over this, so we will. I
Okay.
won't have any answers this week, but we will next week. Have some, maybe more answers or questions or comments. If that's okay with our.
Okay.
commission.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We can get it from Carrie.
Okay.
Rob?
Yeah, so the language in there's some concerning unilateral language. But I guess at this point, I'm not sure how much more um, Blake um, cases we're still processing. Um, and so I wasn't able to get that information. Um, so I'm not sure how much this would really impact the county, even if they unilaterally changed the amount we got. So essentially, um, what the unilateral change looks seems to indicate would be they can unilaterally change how much each county would be getting, essentially.
Kim Allen is raising her hand. I know she was part of this conversation.
Right.
Do you want her to comment on this?
She probably has a comment. So it looks like our 2023 agreement was 627,000 up to. But anyway, yeah, Kim obviously has more information than we do, so.
Kim, I've given you permission to speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think that there is still quite a bit of Blake work to do. Kevin's kind of approach to it was we'll handle the cases as the defendants come. And so we handled those cases, but I believe there's still quite a bit more, but it's hard because it's a joint effort, like the public defense office, prosecutor, my office have to coordinate to make sure that we're talking about the same dollar amounts and the same issues and that the documents contain the correct information. And I just don't think that the prosecutor's office, public defense especially, have the bandwidth to continue to dig into those cases like they were. And so I think there's still work to be done, and I would hate to lose out on that money. But I get that there's only so many people to do so much work, and this is stuff that goes back to the 70s. So it's playing a lot of catch up and reconstruction, and it's a lot of work.
And to your point, Kim, I'm the person in our office that's currently handling Blake, and I don't even have the bandwidth to review all the contracts you need reviewed, let alone the appeals we need to handle, let alone Blake. And Brandon still has to figure out who could possibly have that bandwidth. So that's just for the prosecutor's office. That's what's going on our end, and Kim is spot on for bandwidth on that.
So going back to the contract, so I don't know if you guys are comfortable with the unilateral language and if you want to push back with AOC regarding the unilateral language. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the other counties are doing, because the other counties have not been willing to engage.
Okay, well, I think more to come next week, so.
I have one more question on the auditor's office and the fire district up in Cooley City. Do you know where we're at with that?
Yeah. So, the auditor's office, at this point, give me just a second. Let me take a look at what my last communication was. Yeah, so um, I'll reach out to Michelle. I went out to WAPA on this one, and I just need to follow up on some of the things that they mentioned. So I'll follow up with Michelle.
Okay, thank you.
Rob, do you want to take over? You want me to?
No, you guys have any more questions?
Nope.
Good. All right. Do you have anything else for the board?
I don't.
Hearing none. All right, we will go into recess until 2 p.m. and we're back for our weekly commissioners meeting.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2 p.m., and we are here for our weekly commissioners meeting. I will now call the meeting to order. I'm given with an open forum for public input, 3 minutes per person, 15-minute time limit. Do we have any audience with public comment? Seeing none. Barbara, do you have any callers?
We do have 2 call-in users today. We have iPhone guest and Cami. I'll hit the button to allow you to speak. So iPhone and Cami, you've been allowed to unmute yourself. Do you have a public comment today?
It won't put on the majority of the day. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second that. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to approve the agenda. Do we have any correspondence, emails, or letters of support that need our attention?
I do not.
Commissioners?
Not that I'm calling.
Okay, then we will move on to the round table portion. We have no items on the agenda. Do we have any items for you, Barb?
I don't.
I can tell by Blair's smile.
Blair's clearly, we'll get to you, Blair. Caitlin?
Right. I should have explained it during the work session this morning, and I apologize, but item number 3, the resolution to rescind the car that Central Services purchased from Public Works was to remove it from ER&R. It is not surplus to the county. They're just transferring it from Public Works to Central Services. So from the direction of Mandy and after discussions with Public Works, Barb and I have this on consent to just rescind the declaration of surplus.
Just for the one vehicle.
Yes. So they did still transfer it. Central Services has still purchased it from Public Works, but since it's not surplus to the county, it does not need to be declared.
Okay.
Blair?
All right, I'll quickly move up here a sec. So this was what we talked about last week, the claim 1721. It was that $10,000 deductible that involves multiple departments / offices. That's what Cindy, you came to my office to talk about. Cindy brought up that we have the miscellaneous general government fund. We do have a insurance deductible that has a $60,000 still in it, which we could use for that. And so if you guys would like to go forward with that instead of trying to go through the different departments, since some of them were just named and they really haven't really had anything to do with the claim. They were just named by that person in the lawsuit.
So there's $300,000 in miscellaneous general government.
And that's judgment and damages.
Yep.
And the last one, Caitlin found the insurance deductible was used to pay a deductible. And that has $60K still in it as well.
I don't remember this claim.
I
This was
didn't
back in
either.
2016. This was way back in 2016. This is
When Kevin was here. What was it on?
this was a shooting in Moses Lake that we got brought in on too.
Okay.
And I thought it was a different claim.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, no, there was some, the
Yeah,
different departments need to be responsible. This is something that literally the county was dragged into it and
and like when I talked to the PA's office, Kevin actually was represented by the AG's office, and some of the other places were possibility of being represented by the AG's office as well. Claris did represent those that weren't. So like the sheriff's office and some of the other ones, sheriff's office had nothing to do with it. They just got named because the person said the sheriff's office didn't do a good job overseeing Moses Lake PD, but that's not their job.
No,
So-
they would not appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly.
so,
Exactly. So for having the sheriff's department having to pay for that, and some other things, it
the
was just
autonomy of
kind of,
different city and county.
And there's an account of 60,000 for deductibles.
yeah.
I think we should use that fund.
Yeah, I would use that.
So if you could, because it's probably already been submitted, reach out.
I
to-
messaged Mandy last week
Okay.
and she never responded.
Well, I
So,
would reach out to her.
and just say,
and
hey, please use this. Okay.
I don't
okay.
know who submitted it, but yeah.
I did.
Okay.
So I'll
Follow up
message.
with that.
What was that?
For counting?
Yeah.
Oh.
I will. And I'll CC you in it too.
Wait, to have it paid?
Or, yeah.
For the miscellaneous general government, typically those are just part of the BOCC batch.
Okay.
So if the commissioners approve that invoice, we can stamp it and have the commissioners initial it as a walk-on, if
right
that's what
here.
you're requesting. we
Okay,
can
I thought it was
pass
already
this
had
week.
been submitted.
We talked to them just to try to get it to
Okay.
break it out, but we could just bypass all that then.
Okay, whatever, I don't know what steps you are in the process, so whatever you need to do.
We were trying to
step.
break it up.
Okay, yes, but if it hasn't been divided up yet, just
No.
slide it over to Caitlin, and I'm sure Caitlin will take care of it because she's just incredible with doing things like that.
It's already done.
So
There we go.
miscellaneous general
She has it, it's
government.
already done.
I got the numbers right here too. If you
Told you.
So we'll add that to consent next week then.
Do you wanna, that's a great question. Do you want to have this be a walk-on, or do you want it on consent next week?
Consent next week.
Okay. I'll stick it on consent next week.
Thank you, Blair.
Yep, thank
Thanks
you.
for providing additional information.
No, like I said, it's just this whole thing of trying to figure this out with claims that are older than some of us have been here. All right, that's all.
Any other roundtable items?
We did have some discussion on, I'm not sure if you were on the 8:30 meeting. Number 6, the health district, probably need to have some conversation with you on that one, you had a question. And then the SIP hold number 7, because I just would like to know what's in the account. We didn't have enough earlier this year, and then it jumped to 2 million, so it seemed like a big jump, huge jump of income, of revenue. So I wanted to just get a little more information on that. So I would like to hold 6 and 7 just for a little bit longer, another week. And that was the only one. Kevin, am I forgetting something?
I think those were the only two that we were talking about.
I did have just one more question. I apologize. For the letter of intent for the sand dunes, how would the commissioners like to proceed?
I would like to proceed forward for my,
I mean, I personally don't see any reason why we hold on and wait, just because it's a contract between us and the state. I didn't see anything on there that I'd be concerned with.
Well, again, I would really like to move forward on it, but I feel like we've asked everybody to go through the PA's office to get the contract reviewed. So I'm gonna state that we need to have our contract reviewed.
I don't disagree, but we just had this same conversation during the New Hope meeting. And we were choosing to go forward without their recommendation, basically. So I don't know what the point of that is, but I do know that an intent letter is not, there's not really any risk in that, so.
And I misunderstood that. I didn't feel that they were telling us not to go forward on it. I think they were just telling us.
Well, they hadn't
basically
fully
move forward.
reviewed it and they didn't like parts of it and kind of the same exact thing that they're saying on the land transfer conflict, the letter of intent. So I support both of them. I'd like to add it next week, but that's one.
I would agree. I mean, I think let's at least get it on there. If they don't have it reviewed by then, we can do something with it next week, but I don't want to be in another situation where we miss out on something because we dropped the ball and didn't get it done.
Would you like me to reach out to Rebecca to see if it's possible to have a review? Okay.
I mean, we did that a month ago.
Yep.
And then the follow-up today was they hadn't looked at it.
Well, I think we had a prioritization.
Yeah, maybe we can have Brandon take a look at it. All we need is an attorney to take a look at it. It's not that.
I don't know. I'd struggle with that one because we have Development Services contracting with outside counsel now at about $400,000 a year. Tom Gaines is using outside counsel now. Everybody's using outside counsel because everybody's losing their contracts and their funding and nothing's moving forward. So everybody started using outside counsel in order to get stuff done, which is just gonna cost us more and more and more. So I don't know. I'm not super rah-rah for what's going on in there.
So it'll be on the agenda next week.
Like I say, hopefully they can get to it between now and then.
And just remember, Caitlin was only the one that asked the question. We can't be mad at Caitlin for asking the question.
Never mad at
Thank
You
you,
can be mad at me
Caitlin,
for whatever you want.
No, we're not getting mad at you. Like you just have to be
Caitlin will cry all the way to
the wrong
door.
person sitting in the chair.
Just remember, we don't get mad, we get even.
Ooh.
Don't say that on like.
Do you want to start
It'll be on
that?
YouTube.
That's a true statement from an elected, huh?
No, it's elected officials. We just grin and bear it and
Been there.
smile and hope that their day gets better. Are we done?
Smile and
Can I-
nod.
He's on that note, about to leave again.
On what note?
All right, any other roundtable items? No. Any consent agenda items that or have any additional concerns or looks?
Well, I think everything else looks okay.
All right, then I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda items 1 through 20, holding 6 and 7 until next week.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to approve consent agenda items 1 through 20, holding 6 and 7 as stated by Commissioner Carter. We have any walk-ons today? Well, that's great news.
Pretty quiet. It was really quiet until you got here.
Yeah, you know,
I know,
I
we
like to
just put the
stir
right
stuff
fruit.
up. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I didn't like my grin and bear it comment. You've never been chewed out and you just have to.
What is my nickname?
What is your nickname?
Chubby smiling hyena.
Oh. No, what was it?
Yeah, it was chubby. Chunky, chubby,
No, what was it? Just a minute. You look like a smiling cat.
smiling hyena. Because I was smiling instead of,
Did he say that?
That was on your campaign posters?
I'm good.
No, so you went up in,
Next one.
Public Works, but I think there was something, some weight. I thought they said a chubby kid.
Chunky kid.
Smile
Smiling like a
that,
hyena.
That's what it was.
Yep. It's probably the
Chunk
highlight
from,
of my whole life.
Forgot about
From
that.
Goonies.
Well, we did have that not too long ago, and
That's
brought
funny.
for the road trip. See, you just
You're like a
sometimes
month.
have to- You just have to
Well,
laugh about it.
it's a great thing that I'm not what my reputation is, because I probably would have gotten in trouble. I just smiled though,
Once you get here.
as she did Brody's around a public works truck with a gun, cussing at us, pointing it at us, basically.
How come I missed all
I don't know, man.
Kevin, you can go on your next adventure. It can be you.
I'm sure I could set it up for you. I don't think they've been on that road since.
I do not want to go on that trip.
I
I
want
thought
to go on
Blair was
it.
gonna say, I don't recommend you taking that trip. That's what you're supposed to say Blair as our risk manager.
So-
We're like, go Kevin, go. Blair's like, no.
I'm not going. I don't want to see that.
She's still living in the county?
Yeah, I'm going. When I'm done here, I'm going. My last day, I'm taking a county car up there.
Doing donuts in them.
Take the van. Oh, and district court still is coming, right? Or do we move
Yes.
to-
Yeah, it's
No,
later.
that'll be at
Okay, so we need to let them know they can
3.
use the van. Somebody was eating that.
Wasn't me.
This one isn't checked anywhere on what they're doing. Does it matter?
Normally you check it.
No, like what the planned use of the cells of the alcohol or how they're gonna do it.
I don't know that those have ever
I know, they're
been
never
checked. I thought it was
checked, so
just
it's like-
listing what they were.
They're gonna do all of those? They're gonna
thought.
sell
Are they-
beer,
are we-
wine,
are they
spirits
having
for
us do the application?
off-premise consumption?
And not just
No, I
sign it
thought
or approve it?
They,
They usually would do it and those should be, one of those should be checked.
Okay, yours that's looks different than what we normally do.
they changed their
could be like what they-
format and they changed the format and the way that you apply. I know they changed that recently too. Then there were like 2 of them.
Just check all the boxes wrong.
Mm. Like selling beer and wine is different than selling hard alcohol. It's selling it for sales different than consumption. I'm just gonna check the 2 I'm good with and not the rest. They can call if they have an issue.
Was that within the 2 weeks of that party is?
I don't know, it's the school throwing a party.
Just trying to get more kids.
Fundraise.
Crazy.
Well, I will say that at St. Rose,
Oh, that's fine.
they drink wine at their events.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
like summer,
Yeah.
winter, their program. First time I'm like, what? You're serving wine?
It's kind of
well, it's probably, you better check sell spirits by the individual serving for consumption at the above specified date and time and location. I think that's what you need to check, Rob. What do you need to check the third one down to?
the 3rd one, but that's spirits. That's hard alcohol.
Well, they might have if they're doing an auction, they probably need a different bar.
Probably.
So,
Check it, type it.
don't run there.
Auctions don't need hard alcohol.
It makes more money.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have to.
You been busy or are you in a relaxed time?
Still farming season.
Oh, it's farming season for them. And it's cows.
Maybe a trial wheat farmer.
You have any wheat?
Well, among everything else, it's just a dry land wheat farm, so houses always look beautiful because they have joint paint and and they can winter elsewhere, they can afford it.
Hey, Tom.
Well's the roundabout open?
They're striping it right now and it will be open this afternoon.
Yay!
That's
Right.
Well, at least it's looking really good anyway, so DOT is out there inspecting it right now,
Nice.
so.
That's really exciting.
It's gonna make school so much nicer tomorrow.
Oh, it sure is.
Tom's gonna be a sort of, have a pretty problem.
DOT's inspecting it.
Good job, Tom. Thanks.
That's a big public announcement right there.
I'm hoping, I'm just waiting to get a text, so.
Tom, I really want to say that I enjoy the use of emojis in the central services Facebook posts.
You like those?
Yeah,
They don't pop up.
Makes
on
it
the
more
story.
social media.
there's a lot. I love it.
I think I'm gonna continue that.
The 1 million emojis.
Well, just updating everybody.
When you put that it's
phone's
open,
at.
can you use the 100
Tom,
emoji?
for the exciting news, that's
Yeah.
really.
I'm gonna do like
You're gonna
big
be
eyes
careful, they're
too,
gonna
or something like
snag
that.
you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be working for Public Works.
I would,
Those
there's,
roundabouts done.
there was a whole conversation on Facebook from some kid who said he had a YouTube channel and he was gonna be the first one through it and he was gonna drift through it. It was gonna be on his YouTube channel.
I know who that is.
So I'm waiting to find out.
Will he be our next guest?
Colin's gonna be really upset if somebody drifts right through his brand new fresh stripe paint deals.
It's Grant Five's fire chief's son, old fire chief's son.
Well, we might have a bed for him next door if he does any damage.
What do you like, a tour of the new jail?
The old jail.
Tour of both
What I did
jails,
think
why
of
not?
that was cool though is all those Facebook posts that say, where are we gonna race now? Next time they say it, I'm gonna say you can do all kinds of left turns right there, right next to it.
They will.
It's just a
Gonna
smaller,
race at the
smaller
Trigger
racetrack.
Raceway. Is that Monroe? Is that where the racetrack is?
Yeah, there's
Is
one
it
there,
Monroe?
small NASCAR track.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Wait, what?
You create a
Tacoma has one.
or the Natchez Trail, I think that's the thing.
Yep. State line. Done? All right. Anything further? What time will we be back?
2:30.
For what?
Projects up.
Me.
All right. We will go into recess until 2:30 when we are back for a projects update with Tom Gaines.
Yep.
Good afternoon. It is 2:30 p.m. and we are here with Tom Gaines for a projects update.
Good afternoon, commissioners. So some quick updates on projects, and then I plan to request an executive session twice, one for real estate acquisition or sale, real estate sales update, and then one for a special project that's, I guess, I don't know, avoid litigation, or I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do we have, it'll be potential, but then we need an attorney present.
Oh, okay, well, let me look at this.
And then will you email me the link so I can try that deal?
The form?
Yeah.
Caitlin can, because I haven't been able to access it yet, but I'll send her a quick
Send me the
Teams
link.
message.
I'm listening. I'll send it.
Personnel disciplinary matters.
Okay.
That would be the second one, so. But the first one, and I won't start there. So the roundabout. They should be working on opening it now. The only thing they had to do were sweeping up the road and they had to put their temporary striping down. And they were working on that. I just got off the phone with Colin from Hearst Construction on my way here. Leidig had two different people walking with the DOT and he was happy with everything that they saw. So they are doing more work on the roundabout. The DOT is contracting direct with Hearst and doing it T&M. They're adding more gravel on either side. They're asking for a different sign. And they want a traffic revision sign, but it's all stuff that the DOT is saying, hey, this is just all extra and we're just gonna do it T&M direct with you. So you might still see some activity out there, but it has nothing to do with us. So it's gonna be great. If we get it open this afternoon, that's gonna relieve a lot of pressure for the school district tomorrow and for everybody. Now, the caveat is there's two different times we're gonna have to reinitiate this detour. On September 15th and 16th, We're gonna put down thermoplastic striping, which will be the permanent striping. They're gonna put the detours back up between 3:30 and 4 in the afternoon after the pickup time for the schools. And it'll be reopened the next morning before 7 a.m. So they're gonna work overnight and after the afternoon pickup time of the school. They have to do that 2 days in a row on the 15th and 16th. The other thing is the lights that you will see installed as you drive through it over the next few days are temporary lights. The lights that are specified by the DOT wouldn't arrive in time for us to open the roundabout. So Arc Electric was able to borrow street lights. Arc Electric's an amazing company. They borrowed a transformer for us too to get our jail up and running. But so they borrowed 16 lights that are the temporary lights. And we are waiting on word as to exactly when we're going to get those in. It's probably going to be November, but they'll work overnight on those as well. So detours will go into place after 3 in the afternoon. And they might even do it on a weekend since it's just the electrical portion that's, so then we'll have all brand new street lights and that'll be done. So this afternoon, as soon as I have confirmation that they are bagging the detour signs, I'll put out a Facebook post saying that it's open, and everyone will rejoice. So on the jail, I took Kevin on a little tour last week, and I think we're pretty close to inviting members of the public. Like I talked about, the gravel, crushed surface gravel is down all around, and they're maintaining that well. So we don't have sidewalks, but the walking is very easy now. To get around the building from the job trailers to any of the buildings. It's all even ground, which is nice. So I do have a request from Absher Construction, and very quickly I'll just bring it up to you here. They have requested so on the opposite side, on the taco stand side of the road, they've requested use of our property to put in a water tower for their water truck. So this is where the jail is, and that's the panhandle. They're just looking to use that corner right there because that's where the hydrant is. There you go. You can kind of see that. I should have brought it. So just in this little square. I don't have any issues with that at all. They're going to be accessing their site right here. That's the road they're going to put in.
Oh, it's just during construction.
It's just during the construction, yeah. So it's just the water tower. So I'm going to go ahead and tell them they can do that, and that'll help them out quite a bit. They're looking to break ground this year yet. We'll see if they do. The jail itself is still going really well. The finishes are still being completed. Epoxy and resinous flooring is being applied in a lot of areas. The elevator is being installed. Drywall and taping are continuing, and maintenance of gravel driving surfaces. So everything there is going just perfect. I mean, knock on wood. Canine area is going really well. And we got to get more people out there touring. So it'll be good if we can start taking the public out there. So on the corner, we're still waiting for the completed contract from Perkins and Coie for lighting. We have provided a notice to proceed to the architect. So we are now on a scheduled timeline, and I'm encouraging people to take care of things promptly. I'm pushing gently on people like Perkins and Coie. So I don't want to wait forever to get a contract because Lighted won't engage without the contract. So we're all ready to go. We're just waiting for the contract. So with that, I'd like to go into an executive session for 10 minutes to discuss real estate sales. Possible real estate sales.
10 minutes?
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, 10. Yeah, I can get it done in 10 minutes. Just depends on.
Is that what you said though?
Yeah, 10 minutes. Good.
We will be going into executive session beginning at 2:36, returning at 2:46 for real estate sale, RCW 42.30.1101C. We are out of executive session at 2:46.
And we'd like to go back into executive session for personnel disciplinary matters for just about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
We're just about.
We are going to go into executive session from 2:46 to 2:53 for personnel disciplinary matters, RCW 42.30.1101F. It is 2:53 and we are out of executive session. No decisions are made.
Thank you, Tom, for doing the research. I really appreciate it.
Anything else for you?
No, that's it.
All right. We will go to recess until 3 p.m. when we are back with District Court. Good afternoon, it's 3 p.m. and we are here with District Court with Judge Gwen and Desiree Ochocinski. Welcome.
Yes, you can use the van. It sounded like you had information that the van was not available.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you can use the van, the party van.
Thanks.
Well, thank
Fantastic,
you.
thank you. We appreciate that.
We're actually gonna use it to try to get everyone that's going to the conference in the same rig, so that we don't have to take 3 different rigs.
I just better make sure I don't think we have an election then, because it is. Okay.
We shouldn't yet.
Well,
There might be
Michelle
people
has to
voting,
go.
but will they be voting by then? Yes.
I already did.
I'll send
What's
you
the
an
date?
email too.
The 15th, we'll be back on the 17th, just
we're
2 days.
picking up ballots, yeah.
It's right in the middle of the week, yeah, so I don't think so.
Okay, Michelle. I'll let Michelle, I'm gonna CC you on Desiree.
But we need to ask, who do we normally ask now?
I don't know, we're kind of.
I don't know.
Our office was at one point directed
Yes.
to not
Oh,
check it out because it was only gonna be siloed usage, but the board said today that people are gonna check it out. So then we'll get the paperwork to Public Works and then they'll bill you like, I believe. This is, the process is new, so.
No worries, we'll figure it out.
Hey, for some reason I can't open my mail to send an email out.
Did you get these or is someone trying to poison me? No, they're yours.
we should have it back before,
That's where.
Oh my gosh, this is. so
well
crazy.
before the 7th, like it should be back on the 7th, well, right? It's
Caitlin, do you
18th.
have a hot minute?
I figured you'd probably return the keys on
I'm
Monday.
here.
Because you're not
Do you
gonna bring
mind
them in on the
sending
weekend.
not a
an
Friday.
email to Michelle? I would do it, but I can't get on my computer. They're gonna get the keys on the 14th, October 14th, and return the van October 20th. And can you CC Desiree and just let Michelle know that District Court has requested to use the
That's what I
van
thought.
again,
this for?
October 14th to October 20th,
It's only 2
and just verifying they don't
But if
need
you're,
16.
but if you're back,
the van.
I would have,
Oh, yeah.
you can't.
Yes, we'll send that email out.
And just a quick adjustment, I think we'll have the van back on the 16th, the evening, but the keys, no, evening of, yeah. We'll be coming back on the keys will be available on the 17th. Because I don't think we're staying the night again. And it's one of those that ends late, but yeah.
So Caitlin, if you can just put 17-ish. Return the keys on the 17th.
Will do.
Thank you, Caitlin.
We wanted to bring this as a topic today because we have only 5 district court positions that were in the process of comp reviews. Before we got the word that we weren't doing those anymore. Be the probation manager, the 2 community court specialists, and 2 probation officers. So I was curious if you guys would entertain comp reviews with our 5 last people that hadn't been subject to a comp review before.
Did everybody have a comp review previously, like recently?
No, not though.
The community court specialists, when we created the positions, before we really knew what they would be doing, but the probation manager and probation officers, not, like, to my knowledge, and since I've been here.
We've kind of been doing it in
Wow.
stages, and they're the last group that is, I wasn't on purpose that way, it's just the way it worked out. So, but those are the only 5 that we've kind of left out of that whole process, considering the recent comp reviews we'd had with everybody. So I wasn't sure if we could get permission to,
Because everything's kind of frozen, but then this is my question, I don't know if you're part of HR and the salary review, or if you're, I don't understand how this GR.
I don't either
29 is
with the
working.
Comp reviews, I have no idea.
I don't know either, but I was told it has to go through you guys, so that's why we're here asking, just for these 5 to be considered. Before, cause I'm not sure when all that other stuff is happening. So I'm kind of fighting for the 5 that got left out,
Okay.
so. And I don't think, it just, that's the way it worked. When we did them in stages, and they're kind of, the community court specialists have never, their definition is probably completely different than what it was before, because we didn't know what we were doing at the time. What is this person gonna do? We were trying to figure it out when the drug court started. And then there's been a few changes with our probation manager and what the probation officers are handling. So, and when's the last time those have been even addressed? We don't even know. Years. So.
So that's something we need to talk to HR about?
I would definitely recommend, because everything else, we have several that are on hold right now because, so it's not a moving target, is we're doing some and not others. So I would like to visit with HR about this request.
Okay.
My computer, like,
Who's the final say? Who do we go to? Who, if they say yes, are we good? Do we have to come back to you guys? Or if they say no, do we come back to you guys? Or do we say just accept
No,
the
we
work?
just need to understand on their perspective of how it lines up with what we've already been doing, because we've already been operating like this for 2 months probably.
With the new way?
Yeah, because we have a $500,000 compensation study and job descriptions going on right now. So why spend that money if we're not gonna stick with it?
I agree, but I don't know, do you know when that's gonna officially start?
Not off the top of my head right now, no. It's
We're
already
kind of in that
started.
process.
Okay,
You should be updating your job descriptions right now, working on them.
okay. All right, so we'll discuss it with them.
Okay.
And then we wanted to add.
And I'm not trying to say no, but we're just in this.
No, I
We're
understand,
not
understand.
moving forward on any, and most have been on hold.
The probation department just redid theirs, with the assistance of one of the judges going through it and with the assistance of admin to do it, so. Because we just hadn't got around to doing that forever. And then, I don't think community court the specialists have done it yet, but the plan was to do them all together if we could. But if we're on hold, we received the email that says we're on hold. But I kind of feel bad because these folks now are subject to being on hold when they just kind of got lumped into a different group of focus when it comes to district court because they are different. So it wasn't meant to, hey, you're last, you gotta wait, but that's how it just worked out, so. We'll discuss it with them, so. And then, Desiree, you have the last part. You know the most about it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So I'm just waiting to hear back from Mandy. We're working on the financial form, and I didn't get it submitted last week on time, so I'll submit it this week for consent. But we did get the small and rural court security grant that we were telling you guys that we would apply for. We requested to use that money for adding a camera outside of the commissioner's chambers so that she can see what she's going to be walking out into when she's leaving her chambers after hearing like anti-harassments and that sort of thing right next to her door. And then also more of the card readers. And we've worked with both maintenance and TS. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get quotes from maintenance in time to submit the application, so we had to use rough numbers and we under requested. So the county share would be more like 30% when it should be 20%. And that's just because I didn't have actual numbers from maintenance to work with. But the cost to the county that would be, the upfront cost is about $22,000. I plan to use trial court improvement funds and then put the reimbursement of $14,700 back into that same account. So the total unreimbursed cost of the county would be about $7,300. And I did notify Superior Court of my intent to use trial court funds. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up in case you had any questions about that prior to consent.
What's the name of it? Small and rural.
Small and Rural Court Security Reimbursement Grant. It's AOC 2566 is the grant number.
So the camera's outside the commissioner's chambers, is that in the courtroom or is that the camera in the
No,
hallway?
it's in the hall, in the lobby area.
So
Yep.
does that fall under, would that be a fund that can be used? Because I thought it had to be in the courtroom. And that's just me. So I mean, it could be wrong, but I always thought it had to be
I think
utilized.
it involves
in the
any sort of security.
Yeah,
Okay,
Because that's where the door, the
okay.
card readers come into play, is for the doors and everything else like that. And maintenance was all over it. They were coming and checking everything that, so having even more of that will be, well, great. That commissioner spot has been dangerous for years.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm
'cause you
locked
walk,
on my computer.
well, you walk out
I
into
Google
a,
it, but I can't, so I'm like.
they deal with some
None
of the
of
most
them go
angry
through the
people.
courtroom?
They do, but what happens is they leave the courtroom and then if she was leaving at the same time, they happen to meet each other.
Yep.
There's no way that they can see who you're running into. So,
Not out of the office, but out of the courtroom.
well, they can see, she can say that, she can stay in her,
She can stay in the
stay there, but she can see when she's able to leave.
Right.
That, because they like to linger around and want to talk some more, you know, so,
Wants to be able to make sure the coast is clear.
yeah.
and then we run into ex parte
Thanks,
communication
Kevin.
issues when they hit her up
You're
and
right,
start
that's
talking about the
exactly-
case.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
You know how it is with domestic violence and things like that. It can't be.
I mean, some people don't know that spot is there and who's in there, but it doesn't take too much rocket science to figure it out if someone really wanted to know.
No, they know.
But-
I'm lucked out. So yeah, I'm sure it would work. I just would like to verify that those funds could be used
Yeah.
for courtroom.
I think they're already doing stuff, aren't they?
I gotta pick my daughter up. She's freaking out.
I told you like 11 minutes ago, Kevin. Thank
She
you,
doesn't
Kevin.
listen. Good grief.
Okay, we'll have fun with it.
Sorry.
Probably thinking next
You're
time.
fine.
Today.
Totally fine.
Hey, when you get there, just smile.
Hope you have a treat for her, because
Yeah,
she's
she
gonna be
said
hungry.
something to say about it.
She's probably scared. Be nice, Kevin.
But I think they're already doing things, am I right? Or am I wrong?
I
They're
don't know.
installing
I
things.
have not verified.
They're installing things, because I don't think the current cameras are working, right? Because I think they're installing things.
Some of
Yeah,
those
probably
changes
use a
were gonna
detail.
happen either way.
Yes.
But technically, anything covered under this grant shouldn't have been purchased prior to all of the approvals, so I haven't inquired too far into that yet. They know I was requesting money. I have not told them I have received said money because I have not gotten approval to sign the contract.
So I don't know if it's connected, but I know they're doing something
Okay.
else too. And they look like cameras. So,
Is it
but I
for
don't
trial
know if they
court
were
or
ours or something.
Courtroom, is it courtroom? Trial court. Okay, trial court, I'm thinking of courtroom. I don't know what I'm thinking, courtroom, there is one that says courtroom. We have a fund for a trial.
Oh, the trial court improvement fund. I think this would fall within it. I don't,
Yeah,
I don't,
think
I
it's for
haven't,
anything
Yeah.
related to trial courts, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if it's
I'm
not
probably
technically
making
in the
up some
courtroom.
things, because I'm like, can't get on my system here. But just don't get us thrown in jail for spending on something that we shouldn't be spending. We have the silos, and there's a reason we have silos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't anticipate a problem.
Okay. Thanks for special setting this. I don't know, was it, we allotted 15 minutes? Is that what we were allotted?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, appreciate it. Are we the last one of the day?
Yep.
You are.
Good. Thank you for adding this, because we didn't get a chance to
Okay.
talk about this at the last.
Okay, no, we can definitely ask. Courtroom improvement.
Anything else?
Nope.
No.
All right. Well, then we will recess today at 3:14 PM.